Stop bouncing me. Yay!
Hit the ball. Yeah, drop the bat, run. Drop the bat. Drop the bat. Yeah. Bat flipped on a single. Good job, buddy. Way to go. Come here, buddy.
What's going on?
I play basketball. I play basketball all the time. Okay. Hey, first you put the eggs in it. This right here. We're top. Okay. When it's 10, I go to 10. I won!
Good job.
I'm in Miami right now. I'm in Miami right now. I'm in that for your file. I'm on Ocean Drive. I'm in Miami. In Miami right now. I'm in that for your file right now. On Ocean Drive right now. That's on my mama. I'm in Miami. I go to the window, so I'm going to Cali. I swear I'm too official. I'm out with them niggas. I swear the rapper on the city, that nigga, he wicked. We pull out with them guns, you know me in the real. Well, mama pays, I ain't having ever since that I was real. Yeah, I came up, I got a pay, and I will never squeal. Whenever ever on my mouth, cause I swear I'm too real. Yeah, I'm in the ring scoring. I'm in life for real. Why the fuck you can hate it? I ride you to chill. You gon' really piss me off, and I'ma pull up on the steel. I'ma pull up on the drink, go and get your ass killed. Man, stop camming, cause I'm fucking wicked. I pull up to your city, tell me your location, bitchin'. You know we fuck that shit. My youngest know you killin'. I wanna grind, got money on my mind, no money on my wrist, so I can spend the time. You know I'm rapping the job and I'm trying to eat. All around the world I'm doing shows, I really come to eat. They trying to play on me, I swear I'm doing my shit. One of my time I was poor and I ain't have shit. Every day I'm just riding by the same outfit. I done came up, I'm switching cars, now I'm switching shit. He nigga mad at me, ain't wanna call me. I'm in Miami right now, I'm off of South Beach. I'm living large, I'm living life. They know me, wanna take my life. Yeah, it's on my mama. I'm in Miami. I'm out there doing this video shooting, going to Cali. I'm on my mama, I'm on my mama, and I'm in Miami right now. I'm in the 305, yeah, I'm on Ocean Drive. Pull up with a red car, my life is on now. They wanna play with me, they wanna clone me. I'm bad bitch, Latino, she wanna sleep with me. I'm in the 305 right now. I'm in Miami right now. On Ocean Drive right now. I'm in Miami right now. I'm in Miami. I'm in the 305. 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 I'm in Miami right now. Yeah, I'm on Ocean Drive. I'm in Miami right now. Yeah, I'm on Ocean Drive. Yeah, and the front car. That's don't look at me. I'm the youngest in the game. You can't beat me. Cause I'm that nigga from the bottom. No, I will never change. Diamonds on my hoodie. I got diamonds on my chain. I'm in this solo. That's right. Ain't no game. Yeah. in Miami right now. And I think it will fall. Yeah.
She belongs to the streets, bitch.
Bro, this ain't it, dog.
What? That was pain I was spitting. The depressed music is in.
Listen, you really want to pop? Diss somebody.
Oh, yeah. People love beef. But who could I beef with? Oh, yeah, I got somebody in mind. DJ Pooh, start that beat up, homie. Bitch, what you thought I forgot? I'm grown now. You think just because I came out your womb, your slew-footed ass can tell me what to do? Hell no, you got something else coming. In 03, you embarrassed me when you caught me and my friend smoking. Your big ass walked up, built like a fridge with the doors open. When I was a kid, she made me wear a helmet when I rode my bike. Woman had me in that ghetto school when she know my ass couldn't fight. You keep cutting the beat off, man. What's up?
Bro, you making a diss track about your moms?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
The woman that raised you?
Hold on now, she wasn't always there. She used to work 2 jobs and come home late and cook dinner for me. Talking about I gotta clean the kitchen. Talking about she too tired to clean the kitchen because she been working all day trying to support this family. Ain't nobody told your goofy ass to get 2 jobs, mama? What? Hey, I'm not a street nigga.
I'm from the streets, bitch.
Late night crew. What going on, man? I got like 2 bites left of my dinner. Say what's up to you, boy. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Janice, Bob, what's happening? Bob, Lotus, Kendra. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back outside. Wasn't eating McDonald's, but I did just have me a DeSheo fish. Bob, I can't call it. I'm here, but I can't complain. Man, this McDonald's CEO had me in tears, bro. In tears, I tell you. Cares, dog. I did get to see Roman Reigns get thoroughly fucking embarrassed. So, my night is going pretty well. Fire H. That is all. Might have a funny story or two. I would stay extra late tonight, but tonight's the one night of the week I can't. I almost didn't come. I was like, nah, I gotta come because I didn't come on my last day of work. But I got, like, it's been, like, the house has been hectic and shit, like, the past few days. So I gotta get up because Christy gotta go to the office tomorrow. So I gotta get up, and me and Shay Jr. gotta go grocery shopping. We are out of groceries. So we'll get that done tomorrow. That should be fun. Be kind, what up? great to see everybody on this Monday night, early Taco Tuesday. One of my favorite days of the week. Maybe me and Junior can go share a taco tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm not sharing with him. He can watch me eat a taco. Whatever toppings fall off my taco, I'll let him have. But a taco seems like it should be in my future. Scott, what up, though? Glad you made it through another shift. God is great. Man, I watched a 2-hour documentary today, and you'll never guess what it was about. I'm not even gonna do my traditional, just see if you can guess. There's no way anybody would guess. I watched a 2-hour documentary today about one Philip McGraw. Do you know who Philip McGraw is? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let's see how many people know who that is. Janice, Bob, Kendra. That is correct. 1, Dr. Phil. And you know what I forgot? You know what I forgot? When I was watching this Dr. Phil shit, I totally forgot about this. And it was such a big thing. Do y'all remember when Oprah got sued over the mad cow disease shit? I fucking forgot all about that. I forgot. Man, I was over here like, oh yeah. Damn, I forgot about this. Nigga, Oprah was so motherfucking happy when she won that shit. I forgot when she did all that dancing and shit coming out the courtroom and shit. Stedman definitely got some pussy that night. I ain't gonna hold you. Stedman was in them guts, and nigga, it was so much fuckery involved with that shit, nigga. Oh my goodness. It was so much fuckery involved in that case. If y'all interested, let a nigga know. We can turn that into a 2-part series. That Dr. Phil documentary was eye-opening to say. Well, I mean, like, the reason why I watched it is because I've watched Dr. Phil documentaries before. I ain't never liked Dr. Phil. I ain't never liked Oprah either, because I ain't like my grandma watching that shit. And grandma, that shit didn't affect every woman. It wasn't like grandma did shit where I was like, this is fucking Oprah. But it's just like, I was working in the radio and shit at the time. So, you know what this, have you ever learned something, like, as soon as you like learn something that's like kind of shocking to you, what do you generally do? You share with anybody you fuck with when the time is appropriate. So like when I started really learning the ins and outs of how fake TV was, because that was the worst part of my internship, was like learning how fake all this shit is. All of this shit is. And because sometimes I even, like, Christy, she has a bit of insight for being with me for 20 years, right? But she doesn't even have my insight, because sometimes it'll be stuff that she truly feels in a certain way, and not like in a bad way. And I'll be like, nah, that's fake too. Like, I'm like, you know how Kendra talk about me ruining shit? When it comes to TV, I'll like, especially like if you like the shit, the way certain shit's made. Cause I don't like people feeling like they do. It's one thing you watch the shit. I watched Dr. Phil for a whole different reason. Like once I was out of the house, Cause I moved out of the house probably around like maybe like Dr. Phil had probably only been on a year or so when I moved out of the house, if that. But the thing with Dr. Phil was, he was on Oprah for a minute before he got his show. You know, I like Donahue. I was never really into Ellen, even though I can admit that Ellen was a bit ahead of her time, the ways that she used viral clips, but like that shit was just a tad too hokey for me. But I understood why people liked it because the vibe. It was a vibe. And I did remember like lots of her clips would always go viral, like interview clips and shit like that. But like the Oprah shit was very like man hating, like because it came on 4 to 5 every day, and grandma was it was 2 shows grandma was watching every day. She was watching Oprah at 4 o'clock, and she was watching Wheel of Fortune at 7. Nigga, that's what it was. Unless she had to go to Bible study or choir rehearsal or something like that, nigga, that's what it was. And so I was on Phil head from Jump Street. So I was just like, a lot of this shit this nigga's saying don't really make no motherfucking sense to me. You know, you saying all this, you saying all that, and I'm like, and nigga, you know what I mean? Hold on, let me grab something. All right. Fun. Oh, I fucked that up today. But we's here anyway. What's right here? In '03, you embarrassed me when you caught me and my friend smoking. Your big ass walked up, built like a fridge with the doors open. When I was a kid, she made me wear a helmet when I rode my bike. Big, what's happening? I think I'm totally situated now. If not, I'm gonna have to be. Have to be. Me and Junior go shopping tomorrow morning. Hey, that's what my grandfather used to say that shit. My grandfather used to be like, yep, I'm gonna go in here and let the TV watch me for a little bit. Cause that's what he say, cause he know it, like I'm going in here, whatever I'm about to turn on, I ain't gonna make it. My granny watched Cubs baseball games and Ryan's Hope. Not Ryan's Hope. That's some shit I ain't heard about forever. Ryan's Hope. Craziness. Maybe I will. Maybe I will hit Phil McGraw for a little bit tonight. Cause I don't really have nothing to plan. That shit's crazy. Dirty motherfucker. He's a dirty bitch. A dirty bitch. But we gotta start with this McDonald's CEO. So look, this McDonald's CEO, this nigga comes out and he's like, there's the big arch coming out. Whatever the fuck that is. You know, I don't eat McDonald's. I can't even remember the last time I ate a meal from McDonald's. Maybe the last time I ate like an actual meal from McDonald's. Cause I don't even want to say, cause like the last couple times I ate McDonald's, I was done eating McDonald's food. I was just like eating cookies, and then sometimes I could maybe eat a chicken nugget or two. I lost the taste for all of that bullshit. So maybe like 2020, 21. And even then, I have been done eating McDonald's for basically like a decade. Basically a decade, like no cap. And I only ate it here and there when I was homeless in the fucking car. Like, I was homeless in the motherfucking car. So, you know, I wasn't too good to be like, you know, I can't eat McDonald's now in this juncture of shit, but you know. And when I saw this shit, I was in tears. Oh shit, my bad. Hold on, Jamie, my bad. Hold on, Jamie. Ooh shit, my bad. I hit the wrong button like a motherfucker. My bad, Jamie. My bad. You should be good now. Tommy!
Stop the cap.
Please forgive me, Jamie. My bad again. So when I saw this shit with the CEO tonight, I couldn't do shit but laugh at this shit. This was real life funny to me. This may not have been like funny to y'all, but nigga, I want you to hear me and hear me good. This shit right here is real life funny to me. Because I want you to hear him describe this sandwich. 2 for $7 filet of fish. Filet of fish is $2 for $7 now? Oh man, I'm glad grandma gone. It ain't too much. It's certain things, right, bro? I'm glad grandma ain't here to see Dr. Phil. I'm glad grandma was the queen of the 2 for $2 filet of fish, nigga. Now niggas sitting here talking about it's 2 for $7. That's that bullshit. That was when our official was like, fuck McDonald's. When McDonald's did that shit, when the recession happened, them niggas was like, we gotta raise our prices, and then had record sales. I will never in my life forget that. I forgave him for it. I ain't gonna forget that shit. You can bet your bottom dollar to that. You can bet your bottom dollar. Kevin, what's happening? Bet your bottom dollar. So, as soon as I finish twisting this motherfucker up, I gotta use my backup papers tonight, bro. In my emergency paper jar, like how many have I used? Like probably like 4 in the span of like 2 years. Because generally, if I was out of blunts, I'd just go to the store. But when you realize you out of blunts on the air, which is something I rarely do, you use the emergency shit. Then as soon as I finish this, it's time to laugh at this McDonald's CEO. Because when you hear him describe this sandwich and then see what he do, bruh, I was over here weak. I was like, damn, y'all CEO don't even like this bullshit. Nigga, I think Moist Critical, that nigga said he had a problem trying to eat that peasant food. How many of y'all eat McDonald's? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. How many of y'all eat McDonald's? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Because I remember there was a time where it was like 98%. I never thought I'd be living in a time like this where this is the most people who don't eat McDonald's, like right now. Because like when I was growing up in the 80s and shit, that was just like a foregone conclusion with everybody. Like people had their favorite places to eat and shit like that. But McDonald's was a foregone conclusion with pretty much everybody. He probably allegedly he don't like that human meat. I feel you. I wish I could say you was wrong. My two funniest or favorite fast food stories that were fun, and it happened at the same Wendy's. So this is like if football was born, she couldn't have been no older than a year where we were staying at. And we went to the Wendy's one night and I ordered 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, nigga, and I forget what the fuck Christy ordered. We get to the house. And why my 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers? Because this is like we were broke. So me and Christy sitting here like trying to share like $6-7 to eat. If I'm not mistaken, it was like the night before one of us got paid. And you know, I appreciate these times like now, like seeing shit like saying shit like I got to get up and go to the grocery store instead of I got to wait to get the money to go to the grocery store. It's a whole different feel. And so get to the house, open my sandwich, and I was like, Christy, this shit look weird to you? And she was like, yeah, open the other one. What made it look weird? Don't you know these motherfuckers took 1 piece of meat, tore it in half, and made 2 sandwiches with it, nigga? The other one was like, yeah, I ordered like a chicken sandwich or something. Donna's, Boston, what's happening? Ordered a chicken sandwich or some shit, right? The motherfucker, man, asked Christy. Me and Christy looked at each other in the car, nigga. I'll never forget this moment, nigga. She said, the motherfucker on the speaker said, yeah, we had a chicken. And I believe, and Christy was driving. She looked at me, she was like, you know, kind of like what you want, you know, that look you look like, you heard them, you know. And I was like, and I'm looking at the menu, and while I'm looking at the menu, because she was like, hold on just a second. And then I'm looking at the menu, the motherfucker come on speaking, no, hold on. Hey, we found one. We found a chicken, we found one. I was like, nah. The way that motherfucker said they found one, I ain't know if he found it behind the deep fryer. I don't know where the fuck he found it. The answer was no. The answer was a flat out motherfucker no. I ain't fucking with this. No sirree. Fuck you mean you found one? I'll never forget that shit. That motherfucker said I found it. You can put it back. It can be lost again. But McDonald's CEO, you have the floor.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Exactly, Bob. I was good on that.
Chris K here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany.
This doesn't make me confident. You saying you tested it in Portugal and Germany. I don't really eat German food or Portuguese for that matter. But go off, sis.
Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So,
well, at least I know they fucked the CEO over on the fries too. Nigga, the CEO can't even get a full box of fries, nigga. The full box of fries is for commercials only. The motherfucking CEO looking like Peyton Manning if he didn't play in the NFL. This nigga can't even get a full box of fries, nigga. Outrageous. So the rest of y'all niggas, I don't want to hear y'all niggas complain, because that's y'all favorite complaint. Nigga, they didn't even fill my fry. Nigga, they didn't even fill the CEO fry box up, nigga. It's over.
Here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got...
Nigga, I can't even see the burger. Nah, here we go, bro. Here we mo. Nigga, what is that? 2 types of seeds on the bun? See, y'all already doing too much. This nigga talking about that's a big ass burger. You literally just see lettuce. Do you see anything other than lettuce? And this might be a little bit of sauce right here. Where's the beef, big?
Got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna fuck my stomach up.
We've got 2 quarter-pound patties.
Where? Again, nigga, all I see is lettuce, nigga.
Delicious Big Arch sauce.
Big Arch sauce. Can you be a little more specific? I know it's trademark, but what the fuck is in it, nigga?
And of course, some lettuce. So, oh, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this.
What is this on the bottom? He said it's 2 quarter-pounders on here. Where?
This thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Ooh.
Y'all ready for this nigga to attack it? All right, CEO, attack this motherfucker.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Ooh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. You see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth.
You know, Rick is so wild and has went so far off the meter. It's shit that I can't even tell you on TV. I mean, you know, for the sake of our friendship, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna bring it up. But trust me, he's went there. He has went where it's like, yo, Rick, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You done took this shit too far. And his response is like this. There's no such place. Darkness. Let's go to the abyss, nigga! I'm not with it, man. I don't want to go to the abyss, man. You know what I'm saying? Rick wants to go to the abyss. In fact, he dwells in the abyss. Rick James dwells in the abyss, okay? And he wants company sometimes, you know? And for some reason, he likes to reach out for me. Whenever I'm around, when he wants to go there, he will reach out for me to try to take me to the abyss with him. And I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. And that's when we end up, you know, tussling or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
This nigga said it's 2 pieces of beef, cheese, lettuce, crispy onions, arch sauce, all this shit. There's no way he got all of that in that bite. That was the smallest fucking bite. Like, why didn't they just hire somebody to do this? Nigga, you know damn well you don't like this bullshit. What an idiot.
So much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. You see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That
nigga, no, we not doing this.
Is so good. That's a big bite for a big.
Nigga, that was that the bite he took? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Before I show you, was that the bite he took? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Coming out. All right, the moment of truth.
We see this little bite. Now, wait for the cut.
That is so.
There was one cut.
Good. That's a big.
And then all of a sudden a cut. See, that's a big bite. I took a big ass bite. Shut your ass up, nigga. We just watched you nibble off the end of that motherfucker, bro. Not this nigga had to stop the camera and get somebody to come over here to bite that motherfucker for real. Hey, nigga, I don't want to see you take a bite. I want to see you eat that whole motherfucking thing. The whole damn thing.
Big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively.
Look, the motherfucking bite gone again. So at the end of it, they realized, they was like, nigga, like, it's going to be hard to sell. You didn't really take a bite. All right, we'll take a bite out of it, and then I'll film another part that you can insert talking about I took a big bite.
That is so good.
Fire.
That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu.
No, it's literally just like other shit on your menu. It starts off with 2 quarter-pound. You know what? Never mind.
It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So
there's no way you got all of that in that nibble, nigga. Stop.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
No.
Chris K.
You didn't even try it and you can get it. Why the fuck would I try it? Cut. Who the fuck gave me this fucking burger? And they're gonna eat this shit? And we charge how much for this shit? I'm going to get some A5 Wagyu after this shit. This is ridiculous. Good thing I get paid from this shit, because I sure as fuck wouldn't get paid to eat it. Sorry, we're still alive. The texture of the crispy onions. Nigga, it's too late. Kale, what's happening? Cam, so you at the end of the cycle. That was it for me. Once I didn't like McDonald's breakfast, that was it. That generally was the end. That's the end of the cycle for a lot of people that get off that arm forever. But even though like I ate this shit growing up, and like, you know, every kid kind of went through that phase at like 5 where it was like the marketing was so heavy that anytime you saw McDonald's, if you were remotely thinking about food, you wanted your parents to take you there. Just if it was more so from what to do more so than, or something to do than to eat. But I didn't, you know, I never dealt with that with my kids, because as soon as they start recognizing the marketing, I start telling them what it is. So Shay Jr. sees McDonald's, and as soon as he sees it, he says it's gross. And I always tell him, like, bro, but you ain't never even had it. I remember a couple times football was like, she was sneaking behind my back and had some Taco Bell or some shit like that. And I'm like, it's not like that. Like, I'm the parent, and yeah, I'm gonna guide you right, but like, I know if you go eat some Taco Bell, like, it ain't gonna be the end of the world, even if it fuck your stomach up. But, you know, but now she is more responsible. Like, she's more responsible than the average kid when it comes to just eating out and shit. Bob, I was a nugget dude. And the beginning of the nugget for me was when they changed them to whatever they was calling this all white meat situation, which all that was they made the nuggets thinner. That's always been my feeling on when they quote unquote changed the nuggets. But I thought Burger King was better. I thought, first of all, Wendy's was like king to me because I didn't eat Wendy's until like I started driving. Because our family ate Wendy's rarely, and then I had a partner where I used to go to church with him, and they like to eat at the Wendy's because the Wendy's by their church had a salad bar. I don't know if you ever used to see Wendy's that had salad bars. And so, but when I learned about like Wendy's, what was it called? Actually, was it like the value meal, the Biggie value meal, or whatever the fuck it was called? Yeah, nigga. Like, that was leaps and bounds better. You could literally get 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, nuggets, fries, and a Biggie fry and a Biggie Frosty for fucking $5. Eat the hot stuff, save the sandwiches for later. And so, like, Wendy's was that shit. Then when I met Christy, got with her, I found out, like, her dad, like, worked all high up in Wendy's and shit like that. So, Wendy's, bro, you know what I used to like that a lot of people didn't like? I really liked motherfucking Hardee's fried chicken. Everybody don't even have Hardee's. And most people that don't have Hardee's end up having Carl Jr. But Hardee's fried chicken was the shit when I was growing up. But I always thought Burger King was better. They had, like, when the log chicken sandwiches and joints, shits. Remember when Burger King did that shit for a little while where they was like, you can get service at your table? Do you remember that? 1 for yes, 2 for no? Which one is it? I gotta find this commercial because that commercial was the shit. Didn't mean to do that. That was it. That was it. I'm telling you, bro, I watched so much fucking TV growing up. And mainly in the middle of the night. I always been a third shift. That's how I remember all this shit. The amount of TV I watched at night. Cause even like if it was stuff that I wanted to watch in the day, I learned how to program the VCR early on. I'll record the shit, watch it at night.
To help you paint the picture, you know what I'm saying? Burger King got these brand new dinner baskets.
I love this place.
Not hoops, baskets. You know, if you come in between the hours of 4 to 8, you get like these dinner baskets. Get a chicken dinner basket, shrimp dinner basket, Whopper dinner basket, or steak dinner basket. Who ordered the chicken? Who got the Whopper dinner basket? You get a choice of salad or coleslaw, baked potato, or French fries. So you like having it like your way.
Yes, my way.
I love this place.
I love it more than you do.
And yeah, you would get fucking free popcorn as like an appetizer or some shit. I wonder how long they did that before they was like, man, y'all niggas is too ghetto for this. Cause it was that one white dude that was famous. I can't remember his name. It was some famous white dude that did one of them damn commercials too. Is this it?
You know what time it is. I love this place.
Come here. Right here is Dinner Basket Central. What are my options?
What would you like in it? French fry or potato?
Baked potato.
Coleslaw or salad?
Salad.
I didn't see it. We'll see. We'll bring it right out to you.
Dinner baskets, it's about that time.
Chicken, steak, Whopper, shrimp.
Just coming in with the basket. All right. Does that work for you?
Works for me. It's good.
Burger King has servers from 4 to 8.
It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
Me too.
Me too. Nigga, you corny. These niggas, Burger King had dinner baskets. This was 1992. That's legit 34 years ago. It's crazy. Remembering one-off shit from 34 years ago is pretty crazy. I need professional help. That's who it was. That is that nigga. I told you it was somebody. That's the nigga that hosted Rock. Thank you, Scott Johnson.
It's almost time for the dinner basket crowd to come in. Are you ready to go? Get loosened up, Shirley.
I love this place.
Dinner at Burger King, and can you believe? It's table service. These are actual people eating actual dinner baskets at Burger King.
They gave us our drinks and we sat down, and minutes later they had everything on the table.
Serve between when?
4 and 8.
And then what do I get beforehand before you bring the food out?
And popcorn.
Popcorn?
You can get a popcorn appetizer. Wow.
It's your way right away.
I love this place.
Y'all niggas is doing the most. I forgot all about that shit, bro. And then they used to bring them different international chicken sandwiches, and then they took away the one that had the ham. What was it, the French one? Sigma, what's happening? Jollibees. Bro, everybody be talking about that's some really good fucking chicken. I've never been. I don't think, if I've been somewhere where it's at, I've never been around it. You know what I mean? Like, what states is Jollibees in? That's the same thing like with that other motherfucking chicken spot that's kind of like Popeyes. I can't think of the name of it. Sigma. I remember when, not only that, I remember when the Whopper would have deals better than even that. But yeah, that was like a thing. Remember when people used to, remember when like motherfuckers used to get mad if people took their cute coupons out of their house or something? Like if somebody like damn, somebody took the coupons out of my paper. Like when people really used to look into like, oh, people had Sunday paper subscriptions mainly for, that's where the best coupons were, in the Sunday paper. And so you get that Burger King joint and have the 99-cent Whopper coupon shit. From where? I don't think I ever had a fucking shake from Burger King. I really don't remember having a shake. I remember the first time I really had a shake from McDonald's was when I worked there. And then like I used to get a shake from fucking White Castle. And then White Castle, the trick, you never get the large shake because you'll never finish that bitch. It'd be like a motherfucker 48-ounce shake. I tried to tell him this, Scott. Motherfuckers didn't want to believe me. Oh, Janice, that's not fair. That's why I would definitely that's not fair. Janice is absolutely right. The best fast food shake, hands down, is the Jamocha shake from Arby's. Hands down. I remember when McFlurries came out and everybody act like that shit was such the biggest deal ever. I remember when I worked at McDonald's on Wednesday night, they would do 49-cent cheeseburgers and 29-cent hamburgers. And it was so popular that they made a rule where it was like you could either get the burgers plain or how they come. Because the line around me, because it was like a limit 10. And motherfuckers every Wednesday niggas was pulling up, getting the 10 Whopper cheeseburgers all night long. A-Dub, the fuck going on? A-Dub in the cup one time. Well, nah, that's A-Dub with a 14 Whop. I read that wrong. They use real peaches. I'd have never had it. I don't like peaches. I can like if I taste the flavor of peach, it don't bother me. Like real peach, chewing a peach, not really my thing. Well, shit, you out where it's always a street taco nigga out. Out on the West Coast, there's never an hour where there ain't no motherfucking taco truck. So, and not even far. That's cheating. That don't even count. We're gonna go get you one of them big arches like to see. That nigga took a nibble of the corner of the bread, nigga, talking about some He couldn't even fake that shit, bro. All right, come on, man. Let's fire up this motherfucker Dr. Phil. We ain't got to knock it all out tonight. I think this is a good two-parter. I did get to see the Scary Movie trailer today. I did watch it. It looked very Scary Movie. That's all I wanted at the end of the day, because Scary Movie, like the formula, is not about, that's one of them movies. It's not really about the story itself. It's about the formula and the jokes. So I'm definitely ready to see the new Scary Movie. Crazy to see motherfucking. It was good to see Sean. East Coast late night 3 a.m. You got McDonald's or Waffle House, man. I know. And you could be lucky enough to be like someplace like where I was at. Sometimes you get lucky, depending on the side of town. You might be on the side of town where there's like a Taco Bell that stay open to 4. But shit, when I got to the point where, like, this is what was cool for me. Because you want to know why I even ate out, like, when I was like, because, like, I didn't officially probably move out of the house until I was like, maybe what, like, when did me and Christy move in together? 24, 25? Like, because I had moved out and then I came back home. And, like, I came back home when I was really trying to get my DJ shit jumping, because like, there's no way I could have been interning like that and been paying rent somewhere. That's just not gonna happen. So at night, yeah, I would eat out like that because, I'm third shift and, grandparents, they sleep and shit. I try to be quiet, come in the house. I stayed in the basement. So, like, I would just come in and go straight to the basement without disturbing the house too much, right? And, once I moved out on my own, I could cut down eating out at like late at night a lot, because now that I'm by myself, I'll go in the kitchen and make me something to eat at fucking 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Who the fuck gonna say something to me? This is my house. How am I disturbing the motherfucker because I decide to eat when I get home for work, or because I'm DJ or whatever. Even if it was like the type of DJing where I did like a 8 to midnight type of chill shit, I still ain't getting home till 1:30. Once I take all my equipment down, shit. So yeah, nigga, like, you know, man, no problem with that. Shit, that's what I do now. It is the most rarest occasion. I'll almost go to sleep hungry or like find a snack or something. Like, it is the most rarest occasion that I would go, because what could I really go to this late? I guess I'll go to Whataburger, get a chicken sandwich. And if it was really that deep, I'd go to a Waffle House. But shit, I stay by a 24-hour grocery store that's like the same, like it's the 24-hour grocery store right next to the Whataburger. It's in the same parking lot. So I just go into the fucking grocery store, and if I feel that lazy, I just buy a fucking pizza and throw it in the oven. Because it don't feel like fast food, especially at 3 a.m. It don't ever feel like fast food at 3 a.m. Because you'll probably be the only person in line and wait longer than if the line was packed some other time, like during some other hour. If you want something to eat after midnight, you have to go to Wawa. I lived off Wawa for like a month when I was in Tampa. I ate pretty much every sub, like, cause I wasn't like near shit. It was such a long story what happened while I was there, and a lot of it happened while I was on stream. It's just a bunch of crazy shit. Some of it was my fault, some of it wasn't my fault. I should have stayed my black ass home, but some of the moments that were had there, will last forever. But basically, I was stuck in this hotel for like a month, and the only thing it was like a Wawa across the street. And so basically after 5, like, because before 5 o'clock, it got so bad where it was like I would walk like a mile just to get something different to eat. But at Wawa was good as fuck. But like that was like my only option for like breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I basically had every fucking sandwich they had more than once. No, that's the only place I can ever say something like that ever happened to me was Wawa. Fun times. This spot in Indianapolis used to be 24 hours called Mr. Dan's. Mr. Dan's is good as fuck. Hood as fuck. I wouldn't really recommend you go at like 3 a.m. I'd tell you wait till like 5. Cause that's where all the dope dealers go after the club. So you need to get there like 2 or come at like 4. Them niggas is gonna be there at like 3. Bobby Dicks. And then like I know Chicago, we got Sharks in Indianapolis too. Sharks found out in Chicago. Them niggas found out that like Nap is like basically like Chicago and put a couple there. And so Sharks, especially on the weekend, Sharks will be up to like 4. And for those that don't know what Sharks is like your typical corner, kind of corner store shit, but it's like it'd be a restaurant. But like fried wings and wings and fries and tilapia and burgers, that type of shit. All that lemon pepper bullshit y'all be using. not Del Taco. Del Taco was cool a couple times that I had like when I first got here because I had never had it before. But I'm just not a fast food person. Because it was crazy. The main reason why it was like easy for me to let it go was I came to a natural place in my life where it was like I started to lose taste for it. And then once it was like when I was like damn near 400 pounds. when I started like reading nutrition and shit like that. Cause nigga, I was just eating. I was just eating and drinking. And so when I, learned nutrition, it was like, it was easy for me to cut this shit out. Cause I'm like, I don't even really like that. And it's like, how much grams of fat? I don't like that. Like, it's not that good. You'll eat something that have a lot of fat content to it, but it's because it's actually good. But like eating something that ain't even that good with a lot of fat and sugar and salt and shit in it, it's like, that's insane to me. The crazy thing about a lemon pepper wing, because it literally depends on who made it. Lemon pepper wing, like you can eat 5 different wings, lemon pepper wings, and all 5 of them don't taste anywhere near the same. I used to doorman at the Redhead Piano Bar at 16 West Ontario, Chicago. Jets Pizza used to shoot out there no matter the time. We ended up getting the Jets Pizza, but we got one. That motherfucker did not be open. That motherfucker was the shit. I guess let's see what this nigga Philip McGraw talking about, bro. Philip, you have the floor.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Please welcome one of America's most well-known, trusted mental health professionals, Dr. Phil McGraw.
Dr. Phil, the human lie detector. This nice man right here, Dr. Phil.
These videos just don't be aging well. Like, sit downs with Ellen and shit did not age. First of all, I didn't fuck with Ellen, ever. I saw this shit. I saw it in her. I saw it.
Dr. Phil.
As a mental health professional, probably America's most famous mental health professional.
What do you mean maybe the most? Who would be
definitely the most famous? Oh, I see. I've just diagnosed you as a narcissist.
We
talk plain, Jimmy.
We all have a personal truth, what we believe when nobody's looking and nobody's listening. And I used to do therapy. Just keep your money. I'll tell you today, you're a jerk. What you need to do is hire you a hooker, a cook, and a babysitter.
A hooker, a cook, and a babysitter. And just so we're clear, what is the hooker going to be doing exactly?
You got 10 seconds to sit down and talk to me, and if you don't, you're not going to believe what happens next.
See, I always wanted to go on Dr. Phil to let this nigga know what time it was.
Take me outside. How about that?
Like, real shit. I feel her.
Have an accent of some sort?
The lady who runs the show said to me, when you get up there, do whatever you feel like will make a good show.
And that's what you thought would make a good show? Look, Bad Baby, one thing that I always laugh at is how you be trying to act like Dr. Phil. No, you was fucked up. You were fucked up when you went on there. And then y'all motherfuckers really think that girl made $50 million on OnlyFans. Y'all really be believing that type of shit. Bro, these motherfuckers signed her to like a lifetime type of contract, nigga. They signed her when she was like fucking 14, and anybody that paid attention to her know that everything about her has been totally mass produced. She was nothing but how many girls you think signed real shit? How many girls you think signed up for OnlyFans when they heard she made $50 million? So let me ask you this. Ham Dog, what's happening? So let me ask you this. You know, me, I'm not a liar. But I used to be, right? So I'll put it on me instead of putting it on you, right? Why wouldn't I take $100,000 to tell people I made $50 million? See, the way people like Danielle, and this is all alleged, right? The way these type of situations work is, especially when you find people that are in the industry like from a really fucking long time, and Like she don't have no access to no real money. She got access to a whip, crib, shit like that. She can get clothes and stuff like that, you know, food. But she ain't got no access to no real money. She couldn't just like go away if she wanted to, right? And if you look, as soon as she came off of that Dr. Phil shit, this is how you knew. It wasn't just that she started rapping. Bro, people rap all the time. She started rapping and she had crazy features. She had like Lil Yachty on the track. The production niggas she had Tory Lanez on the motherfucking track. Like just the level of production and shit she had was just like, where the fuck are you getting this money from? How can you afford this? You wasn't shit but on Dr. Phil, nigga. You didn't make no money from that. Dr. Phil and them made money from that, not Bergoli. And the reason why I bring this up, because I don't think anybody's ever said nothing. And I'm so serious. And I'm not even playing when I say this. I want to know how much money Dr. Phil made off of Danielle Bergoli. And I'm not even talking about like with her appearance on the show. I'm talking about, did you ever have any type of side deal with her, nigga? Did you ever have any, and when I say side deal, like not even with her, with the people that ended up signing her? And I got every reason to believe this because this nigga was sending kids to a fucking ranch that everybody used to cheer. He's like, we're sending them to the ranch. Yeah. Come to find out, the ranch was fucked up. They was abusing all them kids, all the shit. And then when they asked Dr. Phil about it, nigga was just like, well, shit, when they went to that place, like, once they get to that place, that relationship's between like them and nah, nigga, you don't get to play that shit. But Bad Baby, she's a fucking plant. She been a plant. Nigga, she got a Kanye West sample cleared to do a diss song about Billy Ray Cyrus' daughter. She got a sample cleared by Kanye. That's not no like easy thing to do. See, it's stuff like that the regular, to the naked eye, you have to kind of know inside baseball, if you will, in certain instances. And when you see shit like, and it was a story, you can Google this. I'm like, Bad Baby got a motherfucking Kanye sample cleared and it's for a fucking diss song. And then when they asked Kanye about the diss song, that nigga was like, nigga, I didn't know shit about a diss song. You know, I was talked to about clearance of the, you know, the sample, and I cleared the sample. Who talked to him? We still don't know. So I think Dr. Phil he's in a little thick with the shit. And because she's never accused him of that, but I'm like, man, he got some sort of finder's fee because it was too quick. It was like right after her show, and right after she was on the show, somebody made a remix of like the shit she was saying, catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside. Like that shit went crazy viral. And then next thing you know, she did that. White Jays, Blue Jays, White Horse, whatever the fuck that shit was. She dropped like 4 well-produced, well-structured, well-written songs. I'm just saying. So I be wanting to know who be putting these type of motherfuckers on. I don't be so mad at Bad Baby like that, but I just be wanting to know who put them on. Because that's the trick that a lot of y'all don't realize is she can look rich on Instagram and shit like that. That shit is cheap to look rich. Motherfuckers just drop off clothes, outfits, and all this shit, and that be that. And she ain't allowed to say nothing because they'll sue the shit out of her. She'll owe a lot of money because it's part of the deal. Allegedly, right?
Said that Dr. Phil can get you the help that you need.
This is a really top-notch, great program.
The whole Dr. Phil show is they send these kids to either Turnabout or these other programs, but they're all f***ed up.
Send her to the ranch.
Mom says you're going. She signed over guardianship.
Please, like, I can't go back to these places. You have no idea.
Everything starts with off.
And here's the theory I have. This is a small theory. I think that's how they know who they can choose. It's almost kind of like a tryout where they call it a camp. They just want to see how far you'll go with it. Because she survived it. As much as she's sitting there talking shit about that camp, and I'm not saying the camp is responsible in that sense, but just notice, she actually survived it. And she went on to be all types of famous and shit. This ranch shit is, I might have to really investigate this ranch.
Authenticity.
Dr. Phil has been accused of deleting evidence.
But why let facts get in the way of a good headline? And now we're talking about something I know a hell of a lot about. I would vote for a convicted felon for president of the United States. You're sweating like a whore in church. This is a very high-stakes scenario. You're going to be begging to talk to me.
Not going to happen.
You know how there's that person, maybe
I take that back. I do want to talk to him.
that celebrity that you think you know, but then you find a thread and you start to pull it, and as things start to unravel, you see something that shocks you, so you pull that thread even more, and then you start wondering.
You know what celebrity I did that with the most? Elon fucking Musk. That is like one of my side guilty pleasures, is to watch videos of how niggas be exposing Elon for the fucking moron that he is. So definitely a guilty pleasure of mine.
Like, who actually is this person?
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's what it was like for me looking into Dr. Phil, and I have to share it with
Gucci flip-flops was that shit. The song she did with motherfucking your boy that got locked up. I just said the nigga's name. Tory Lanez. But that was the shit I was talking about, Unbiased, where I'm like, if you know really about how the shit goes, it's not about being jealous. It's about how did she get in position to have this type of hit? She's not independently just like, oh, I got in contact with this art. Nah, that's not how that works at all, no matter what niggas tell you.
somebody. So let me start it like this. Picture this. You're standing on your couch in the summer of 2013. You're in Salt Lake City, Utah, known for its scenic skyline, consumed by the stark beauty of the Wasatch Mountains behind it, as well as the heavy Mormon presence. It's a beautiful day outside, but you wouldn't know because you're on the couch, home alone at noon, already drunk. About 6 years ago, you were the winner of the reality competition show Survivor.
My big brother folk, did y'all watch this Survivor? Because I know some of y'all be watching Survivor.
Famous for being the young gay Mormon flight attendant.
Todd Herzog.
Survivor China.
Zesty!
The host of Survivor handed you a check for $1 million on live television. You were 22 years old and on top of the world. I mean, hell, $1 million at 22, pretty fucking great, right?
But he ain't end up with $1 million. Daddy badass credit, tricking off, buying Viagra. He ain't end up with $1 million. First of all, once he paid that game show tax, reality set in.
And soon you even entered a seemingly healthy relationship.
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, Cam.
Life was good until it wasn't. The money ran dry, the relationship ended, and what you thought was a good partner for you was actually an enabler of your own addictions. Now you find yourself drinking your pain away, and there doesn't seem to be a path forward until suddenly there's a knock at the door. Your parents answer, and in comes a camera crew, speed running you through a bizarre series of events.
Hey Todd, how you doing? My name's Brandon. Hey, how you doing, bud?
I think it was like within an hour.
I mean, these niggas just walk right in there like, what the fuck's going on, man? What are we doing, bro? Amber, what's happening? We only had 28 likes, bro. We gotta look. We gotta be on point, bro. It's only 60 of us tonight. Let's hit that like button. Team effort, group effort.
Or the show contacted them, and like the next day was out here to do an intervention on me.
Enter to the scene Philip McGraw, more commonly known as Dr. Phil, one of the most recognizable faces and voices in American television.
You're either going to come out here and conduct yourself as an adult, use your words, or you're not. I'm Dr. Phil, by the way.
The shit that always cracked me up was when I realized how many people was taking this nigga seriously. You tell niggas this nigga ain't renew his doctor's license, all this shit. Motherfuckers did not give a fuck, bro. Shoulder shrug.
A man known for the self-help work he's done for 2 decades on his show, Dr. Phil, with his blunt yet seemingly practical advice for problems ranging from issues with substance abuse to trauma from abusive situations to even general advice on relationships, family drama, or mental health.
Never pass up a good chance to shut up.
And this strange turn would...
Nigga, what? Like, some of the shit this nigga be saying, I'd be like, Dr. Phil, I'm gonna beat your ass when this camera go off. You talk real tough. You want to go out back and dust one off, old nigga?
Lead you face to face with Dr. Phil in front of a live studio audience.
Man, his shit expired. He let his shit lapse. And I knew this shit years ago. He let his shit lapse in like 06 or some shit. And people didn't care. It came out that shit happened and his shit lapsed and he never renewed it. And people was just like, I was like, damn. That's when I realized it was a Dr. Phil problem.
I have to help. Sorry, I'm very...
It's all right. Brandon, why don't you get over there and take Debbie's spot?
You stagger with the assistance of your mother and brother out to the stage where you meet the man with the buttery accent face to face.
Because I didn't know this was happening right now.
But here we now learn that 2 realities can exist side by side. There's the one reality Dr. Phil presented live on TV of a man seeking help for one of the scariest things he's ever faced.
I've never talked to a guest that was closer to death.
He's losing a battle with alcohol.
Time and time again, in fact, as Dr. Phil covered Todd's recovery, relapse, and recovery again. This is the reality you were likely aware of as you watched Dr. Phil help Todd receive treatment on his show. And then there's the other reality.
I show up to the studios and I'm sober, and I was completely sober. And then they pull me into my dressing room and there was 2 liters of vodka and like some Red Bulls and, you know, being unsupervised.
Time out, nigga. Time out. Time out. Oh, well, first of all, KS, yeah, absolutely that's true. But like the license shit, this was like way back. This was like when that shit, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, I wasn't surprised because not only did that shit come out with that chick, he was like talking shit about her in public and everything. Now, here's what I'm gonna say, bro. It's fucked up that Dr. Phil put all that shit in there with you. But I'm not trying to hear that you was in there unsupervised. But I'm going to put even more on Dr. Phil. Like, you can't just take no blame. But I'm going to put more on Dr. Phil because, like, alcoholism is a disease, bro. Like, that shit real. And if y'all really thought he was, like, all of what... Because remember, they ran in his house and was like, oh, it's an emergency, you got to go type shit, only to turn around and put him in a room that he'd have never been in at home. They'd have never put him in a room full of fucking vodka and Red Bull.
By my parents, I drank the entire bottle. And then at some point, somebody gave me a Xanax. They said, this will calm your nerves, which I've never...
Nigga, didn't you learn, you didn't learn in 5th grade. Hey, what are you supposed to say to drugs? Like, Dr. Phil ain't shit, and he should be held to a higher standard because he's supposed to be an alleged doctor. But nigga, you was ready to get down. Like, like you drank a whole thing of vodka and then took a Xanax. Yeah, take this for your nerves. Okay, like, did you know the bitch? Nigga, you don't take nigga, just say no. Remember, hey, how many of y'all remember every arcade machine in the 90s? At some point, especially when you wasn't playing it, the screen would come up telling you to say no to drugs. This nigga's like, yeah, I went in the room. It was alcohol. I was unsupervised. I drank the whole motherfucking thing. Then a motherfucker came in and gave me Xanax and told me this would calm my nerves. I never had Xanax before, but shit, I saw the window open, so I said, fuck it.
I've taken Xanax before in my life.
GB.
And I know that can be a deadly combination, so why it was given to me, I don't know.
Todd's allegations told in 2017 was a stark contrast to the image Dr. Phil had once curated for himself. That old country boy from Texas and Oklahoma, the man with 31 Emmy nominations who used to average...
This nigga got 31 Emmy nominations. Motherfucker, for what?
6 million views per episode of his TV show. Well, friends, as you pull the thread, you start to discover there are many shocking skeletons in his closet in need of a proper burial. The story of Dr. Phil is a story of adultery, alleged abuse of power, and much later in life, this.
But you've never been deported before?
Lord Jesus.
What the... Nigga, there's no bar too low for Phil McGraw. That's why, and the thing that makes me laugh at people turn their back on him now, I'm like, he acts the exact same way he's always acted. Motherfuckers that act like the nigga's doing different shit. This nigga's always been bro, Dr. Phil is one of the biggest grifters of all time. All-time grifter.
Phil, we got Dr. Phil.
Yeah? How do you know me?
That is Dr. Phil in the year 2025, standing alongside ICE agents in the windy city of Chicago. A man so close to the current administration that border czar Tom Homan once stated Phil...
Nigga, Xanax, first of all, they wouldn't have got me out on the stage. Xanax put me smooth to fucking sleep. I'm talking sleep.
Was good at allegedly eliminating the fake news, as he calls it, because, quote, Dr. Phil is willing to share the truth. But is Dr. Phil actually willing to share the truth? And more importantly, is he willing to share the truth about himself? Because if we know one thing for sure, Dr. Phil is not the man you think he is.
Of course he's not.
Maybe he never was. And this is what we know. Legacy has crafted front bottom into the pits of hell.
I'm only Dr. Phil on the show. When I get home, I'm worthless. I'm like a lizard on a rock, so I don't want to handle your emotional issues at home.
I mean, if you go to a...
Nigga, what? That sounds healthy as a doctor that he's supposed to be.
His website right now, you'll find the glitziest of accomplishments listed front and center. Quote, one of the most well-known and trusted mental health...
Why the fuck does Dr. Phil McGraw have a star? Granted, he had to pay for it, and it's a lot of money. Just self-idolatry at its finest for this nigga.
Professionals in the world, a 2006 presidential citation by the American Psychological Association for his contributions to the field of psychology, 31 Emmy nominations, a frankly astounding ability to be the #1 show in America, his time slot for 10 years straight, a 2015 induction into the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame, a #1 podcast on iTunes, a true crime podcast, for fuck's sake, which also debuted at #1, 9 #1 New York Times bestsellers that have been
9 #1 New York best time sellers. Cap. Them numbers definitely are inflated. Because remember, we got to remember, Dr. Phil is a plant as well. And the reason he fell off is because when he started thinking he was bigger than the program and he had all of this shit, and then once he turned his back on the motherfuckers that made him, he ain't done shit. It's the classic shit that happened to all niggas that be forgetting that they are planning. He was planning on Oprah's show, turned it to the spinoff, and then all this shit. And then you think about it, at least me personally, I can't speak for you. Me personally, I didn't know a single motherfucker who really took Dr. Phil seriously. My grandma watched the shit. She ain't take that nigga seriously like that. I don't know anybody who took him seriously like that. But then you look into the numbers, 31 Emmy nominations, motherfucking 9 New York Times bestsellers. Like, what the fuck?
And published in 39 languages that have sold.
Because remember, Oprah was in charge of shit anyway. Every fucking book that Oprah talked about became a New York Best Time seller. And they was like, and instead of people seeing how rigged that shit is, people was like, that's amazing. No, you're looking at that all wrong. You think that's organic and real.
Tens of millions of copies. If you wanted to make a video just straight up glazing Dr. Phil for his accomplishments, I mean, you totally could. Like, objectively, Dr. Phil has lived a pretty impressive life when all you look at are the things that he's done right. There's even a psychological...
Which was not really anything. People just assumed he was right.
Term for it known as the halo effect. Quote, a type of cognitive bias in which the overall impression of a person influences how others feel and think about a person's specific traits. To put it simply, it is very easy to say Dr. Phil is a great man if you only focus on his accolades.
You need help. You need serious help.
But you see, there's a flip side to the halo effect.
Go on.
The horn effect. You could probably pick up what I'm throwing down here. If the halo effect is, highlighting someone's goodness because of the good things they've done, the horn effect is...
Yo, the devil's in full effect.
...is highlighting the bad, based on all of the bad...
Yo, the devil's in full effect.
...they've done. The devil horns have come out.
What I saw on these screens is absolutely despicable. I think it's deplorable, and I think it is an insult to my intelligence and those of my viewers for somebody to stand up and say, I'm trying to help people by doing this.
And honey, Dr. Phil has done some pretty shady fuck shit.
A ton of shady fuck shit. And it always just got I think that a lot of people that watched his show didn't watch any other outlets that would ever report. So, like, in the day of the internet, it's so much harder for you to, like, live this double life. Back then, you could kind of pull this double life where you kind of could be dealing with something, especially if it ain't nothing, like, so serious like an OJ case type of situation. If it wasn't nothing like that, then you could kind of live this double life where a news outlet or something may ask you some shit or whatever, but most of your fan base will never see it. But we in an era now where that's basically dead.
All of the things he's been rewarded for.
Good night, Bob.
Disguise a petty, dark underbelly of, in my opinion, exploiting countless people with mental illness and experience.
Yeah, when that nigga shaved his head. When that nigga came out with his head shaved like Dr. Phil. That nigga Dr. Phil was shitty, nigga.
Addiction, cheating on his wife while abusing his power to sleep with a much younger...
I think they mentioned that in this.
...subordinate, many alleged grifts that we'll get to, and in recent years, a hard pivot from apolitical doctor to propagandist for politicians. Oh, and by the way, did you know that our man, Dr. Phil, isn't even a licensed psychologist? Yeah.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm not a medical doctor.
Phil's a doctor in the sense that he has a PhD in clinical psychology from North Texas State University, but he let his license lapse all the way back in 2006. And
I remember it like in 2007 or 2008 when it was a big deal where people was like, something happened, niggas was like, this nigga's not even a fucking doctor. And people was like, yes, he is. Then people found out that nigga, and then the nigga didn't even go get it renewed still.
has never been licensed in the state of California where he filmed his show up until recently. I hate it here. Meaning that for as long as you've known Dr. Phil, he likely is not the man that you think he is.
I don't think I like your fucking attitude.
Well, I'll be damned.
The halo effect tells us that Dr. Phil is one of the most accomplished psychological minds of the 21st century in America.
What the fuck was that?
Tells us that Dr. Phil is one of the most accomplished psychological minds of the 21st century.
This nigga rolled up like he was at the Jeffrey, nigga. Got to be starting something. Got to be starting something.
In America, blah, blah, blah. The Horn effect tells us that he is one of the sketchiest grifters that has ever failed up in the history of television.
That's just stupid.
But what's the truth? Halo or Horn? Or is it a symphony of both? Well, the
Pause.
truth is a lot dicier than you might expect.
Yeah, there's a diagnosis for that.
It's called
masochism.
Masochism. Yeah.
But first, oh hi, hello, hello, hi. If you're seeing me for the first time,
Man, shout out to Swoop, bro.
we are on the road so thank are not and join me on. Part is the bigger we get, the bigger the videos per month, and you can join the first of these watchers. Then how you go and you're in it.
Come on, Swoop. Let's get back to the shit.
Up to express doctor.
To the kid sitting next to you's social mask. Do you have a damaged personal truth?
Before he was Dr. Phil, he was just Philip Calvin McGraw, the most country of names to ever country. Born September 1st, 1950 in the state of Oklahoma, Phil spent most of his time between his home state and Texas, but he also traveled a lot.
So I moved every 3 years, so I was always the new kid.
Wow.
So you never had lifelong friends because you moved every 3 years.
And were you close friends with your sisters?
No.
Why not?
I was the only boy, I guess, and we were all 4 years apart, so that's a pretty big gap.
Who were you closest to in your family?
My little sister, Brenda, because I was pretty protective of her.
Now, even though he was one of 4 kids, it's said that he basically raised himself. A lot of that had to do with Phil's dad, Joe McGraw, who had a drinking problem.
And did you ever talk to your dad about not drinking?
No.
What would have happened?
Absolutely nothing. There's nothing you're going to say to him to get him to quit drinking. Yeah.
How do you know that? You said you never said nothing. So how do you know?
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. He'd wreck a car, whatever. It didn't matter. He'd be drinking the next day.
Shit.
Apologetic?
Never.
I was raised by an alcoholic father in a violent home. I'm talking about you go home and they're kicking the windows out. That causes you to have a damaged personal truth.
Now,
So you letting us know why you fucked up. That's good. I do appreciate that. And I swear I don't mean no shade when I say that.
as a result, he was one of those kids who essentially did like whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Like when he was 11, he drove his grandpa's freight truck, and when he was 12, he was flying planes. No, seriously, I am not making this up. Prepubescent Dr. Phil was literally flying planes. Here, look, I've got one biography pulled up here. Quote, by age 12, McGraw could handle the controls so competently that his father let him fly with him to deliver equipment to oil fields in Colorado. I spent a lot of time with him flying in and out of those mountain landing strips up there, McGraw says. I can remember going with him at 2 a.m. and we'd load something in the back and off we'd go in the dead of night into the mountains. That's where I learned how to fly.
This nigga.
This was the beginning of a life in which Phil had to, basically grow up fast, never really allowing himself the time to be a kid because all he wanted to do was work. While in OKC, he told Reuters that at the age of 13, he worked a paper route, he had a job at a pizzeria, and he worked at an A&W root beer stand in Oklahoma City. How quaint.
Rich, natural-tasting, old-fashioned root beer.
I gotta find where this is at and see if it's still open, or at least some variants of it.
Quote, it was my stomach that encouraged, I'm not even gonna try to do a Dr. Phil. Y'all, just pretend there's a Dr. Phil accent whenever I try to read quotes in his voice, because wow, he's got a voice. It was my stomach that encouraged me to do all that. We need money, and it was not for playing around. It was for paying utilities and stuff like that. This was around 1963, and we didn't even get minimum wage. It was 75 cents plus tips. You could always tell if someone's been really poor. They know that if you don't work and get paid that day, you don't eat.
I believe every one of us is uniquely skilled. I believe every one of us has certain characteristics. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't draw a straight line. I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
Now, Phil's dad moved to Kansas City when he turned 40 to become a psychologist and left behind his wife and 3 sisters. But Phil really wanted to be near his dad, so he went with him. And it wasn't easy at first until Phil found something that he was really good at.
You don't have any of the social currency, so your currency is your athletics, what you can do. And that was true even when I was in grade school and junior high. We were really poor, so you had no entertainment, but my games were the family's entertainment.
Now, by athletics, he's referring to football.
Football? What's a football?
And like, can we just hold on? Okay, hold on. Can we pause for a second? Have you ever actually looked at Dr. Phil as a teenager? Okay, let's be clear. This was a 6'4" stacked brick house of a man. I mean, you get the point, right? He's like the exact type of guy that high school football coaches see and say, I gotta have that tall drink of water on the team. And
no, we're not doing that.
so as the fates and frats would align, Phil McGraw became a freaking linebacker. I get it. I know that's hard to unpack for y'all. Like, this man used to be so damn good at football that he was awarded a football scholarship to the University of Tulsa. This guy used to be this guy.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So why isn't he still that guy? You know, I feel like we're missing a little bit of connective tissue here. Oh, here's an article that I just got texted about. This is about the legendary game Dr. Phil was a part of in Tulsa. The article is titled, Dr. Phil was part of one of the biggest blowouts in Texas college football history.
Nigga, what? Go on.
Which might be one of the most fucking absurd headlines I have ever read out loud, and I hate to break it to you folks, but he was on the receiving end of that blowout. And yes, I'm going to elaborate a second, because when the hell else will I have the chance to drag Philip for filth over football? So it's November 23rd, 1968, Tulsa versus Houston. Final score of the game, 100-6.
They got they ass whipped. Dr. Phil was part of a football game where the niggas lost by 94 fucking points. What? Damn. You niggas got y'all ass kicked. And you know Houston was trying hard in the motherfucker to get to that 100 points. You know at the end of the game, them niggas were trying hard in the bitch to get that last touchdown.
Yeah, six measly little points. Now, I don't speak sports ball, but I have a sneaking suspicion that means they scored 1 touchdown and the other team scored like 1 million of them. I don't know, give or take.
They might have hit 2 field goals.
And Dr. Philip was on the team that only got...
And Dr. Phil was probably sitting on the sideline making that face while they was getting their ass pummeled.
6 points. That's gotta sting a little bit. Now, I can't say for sure that getting his ass whooped this bad is what changed the direction of Dr. Phil's life completely.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But what I can say is that he finished his undergrad studies at Midwestern State University in Wichita Falls, Texas, where he ended up getting a BA in psychology. And 4 years after that, he picked up his PhD in psychology from the University of North Texas. Now, there's no further word in any of his biographies about what happened with football after that, but if I was on the receiving end of 100-6 ass beating like that, I'd change my name, move to the mountains, and live out my life, just me and a cat sanctuary for the emotional support of getting absolutely bodied in a sports ball.
Kickers were like, back then, see, we are spoiled now. We seeing kickers starting to creep towards 70-yard field goals, shit like that. Back then, like, kicking was so shoddy. Ain't no telling. Especially when they scored that many times.
Game.
Let me see if I can find the box score. Damn, I do got it. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Ain't no motherfucking box score though. Them niggas lost. Because Houston was ranked number 11 at the time. Ooh wee. Nigga, Houston had 555 rushing yards to 207 passing yards. They was running the ball all game, bro. They had 37 first down. They said Tulsa was severely hampered by a virus. They had 14 touchdowns, 13 extra points, and 1 field goal. Dr. Phil Dub had 164 total yards, nigga, and 4 turnovers. Shit, they only turned the ball over 4 times? 37 first downs to 12, nigga. They got they ass whipped. Oh, shit. I'll be damned, y'all ain't get y'all ass whipped. Yeah, OJ would have ran for 300 on them. No bullshit. They gave up 555 rushing yards in the game, bro. These niggas scored 100 points and only threw 200 yards.
There is a black cat on the field. Takes it all the way in. 42-yard touchdown. Who's got cat corralling skills in them?
But I digress.
I think we're just going to shut this down because I'm not into all this melodrama.
In 1979, the same year Phil got his PhD, the real beginning of the man we now know as Dr. Phil came to life when Phil, a doctorate in hand, started a psychology practice at the same building his dad worked in, and it wasn't exactly what he was interested in.
I did clinical and behavioral medicine at the same time, so I had a hospital practice as well as an office practice. And then I did a year's postdoctoral fellowship in forensic psychology, so I did legal work. So I did a lot of different things to keep from getting really bored. Yeah, I just didn't have the patience for patience. I mean, to just sit in an office every day, and I really respect people that do it.
Now, Phil figured out almost right away what kind of psychologist he wanted to be, direct and to the point. Exactly my nightmare. It was a kind of, vibe local Texans jived with, even if Phil didn't think that he was any good at it. Quote, I was probably the worst marital therapist in the history of the world. I was teaching what they taught me, but I was real impatient. Everybody was getting divorced.
Half of all marriages fail. Huge epidemic proportions. It's like, forget the cheese, I want out of this trap.
My condolences to any marriages who went to Phil for couples therapy and wound up sitting across from attorneys arguing who's going to get the TV and that stupid wagon wheel coffee table that no one actually likes.
This stupid wagon wheel Roy Rogers garage sale coffee table.
I thought you liked it.
I was being nice.
Rest in peace, Rob and Michelle Reiner. So back to
nice.
Phil. It was that level of directness and his lack of interest in typical, one-on-one work that led to the foundations of what we could come to expect from Philip McGraw over the next 45 years or so. The creation of Pathways, AKA Pathways Lifestyle Management, AKA Pathways Core Training.
The Pathways training is like emotional boot camp. As kids, we grow up hearing lots of things and learning lots of things about ourselves that are faulty.
Now, the really interesting...
I promise, at them joints, they try to rewire your brain so you can be obedient to them. And they disguise it as fixing your issues, if you will, in my opinion. Brianna was having it. Brianna in the cut one time. We know what the fuck it is.
Thing about Dr. Phil's time at Pathways is that it is heavily documented, and I mean heavily documented. But almost all photo or video evidence of the time period has just completely disappeared, like any transparency in those files. So I can't show you a cool video of Dr. Phil in his early days, but I could probably sit here all day and tell you all about the minutia of his very brief but very ultimately life-changing time at Pathways, all thanks to Mark Donald's thorough reporting from the Dallas Observer back in the year 2000. It's 1984, the year Purple Rain came out. Everybody and their mamas are seeing Ghostbusters, and the ladies are all either wearing neon spandex or acid wash jeans. Now, at one point in my life,
Acid.
if I tried a few years ago to be the
Acid wash jeans is outrageous. Y'all was really doing that shit.
catalyst to revive that trend of neon decades later, well, we can all see how that turned out. Now, along with the fashion faux pas comes a real estate agent from Graham, Texas named Thelma Box, a single mom that needs a change. You see, the reason Thelma was a single mom had to do with her experiencing spousal harm in her past relationship. Now, as a big fan of self-help workshops, she wanted to create a workshop, you know, someone like her would appreciate, something dedicated to personal growth and teaching women how to succeed without a man. And
Swoop, what the fuck is this outfit, bro? The outfits you be putting on some videos, bro. Y'all trendy, stylish niggas, bro.
trust me, we could all use a little bit of that life lesson, right? Now, only one problem. She didn't think of herself as the kind of leader to lead this workshop, so she knew just the lady for the job, Dr. Philip McGraw. Wait, what?
She has your in a
I don't kill her too much on her wig, Lord, just for the simple fact of it's that obvious. She could, because I know how niggas be on the internet where they be like trying to hide their identity in certain ways and points. But if I ever see her out in public with that motherfucker on, oh yeah, that opinion's gonna change all the way. It's gonna get worse.
Dixie cup, buddy.
According to the Dallas Observer, Thelma was smitten with Phil's gift.
Yeah, the teeth thing, I'm not a fan of. It doesn't matter if it's a chick or a dude. I'm just not a fan personally.
Of gab. One of his side gigs was negotiation, and
I don't really know what Swoop looked like. And I don't say that's not a diss. I can find her I could deem her cute or whatever. Like, I don't think Swoop's ugly. Just a weird outfit. But I think the wig is part of the identity on some real shit. So I don't ever judge her on that. The outfit you get judged on.
And Thelma's son, Eldon, had hired Phil to renegotiate some bank loans for a business. She told Dallas Observer that, quote, he is the most skillful negotiator I have ever seen. He has a God-given gift, a combination of charm and charisma that can mesmerize a room full of people.
I can do more to raise the awareness on those issues in an hour, talking to 10 million people, than a psychiatrist or psychologist, well-intended and hardworking, could do in an entire career.
So despite the fact that Phil was, well, not a woman, she wanted him to teach women how to be successful. Phil agreed, but on one condition. He wanted to take on a third partner, his dad, Joe. Now, Thelma was hesitant at first, but she really wanted Phil to lead the workshop, so she agreed, and thus Youth Seminars was born, which...
That's exactly what I'm on, Donis.
They later renamed to Pathways.
We have a saying around here, we say, hello, just change glasses. It means look at things in a different way.
To quote Phil himself, Pathways is an experience-based training which allows individuals to achieve and create their own results. When you lecture people, they will most likely lose the information within several weeks. However, if they work to find their own answers, then that information will most likely remain with them for the rest of their life.
Training allows people to come in and learn to change those lies, to learn the truth of who they were created to be, and to be able to realize how powerful they really are.
The key point of Pathways was pretty
That shit sounds very cultish.
simple. The participant figures out what they want out of life and also why they aren't getting it. Stop lying to yourself and others about your life, hold yourself accountable when you up, and be more vulnerable. Get 100 people together to do all of this. The result, Thelma said, could be, and often was, life-changing.
What if you just decide to be open? open to give, open to receive, open to participate, open to learning a different way.
Now, it's probably worth mentioning at this point that despite all of this allegedly being Thelma's idea, some of it might sound a little bit familiar to you, and that's because this is the central philosophy Dr. Phil would later bring on to his own career in television. You're responsible for your own actions and the consequences of those actions, and you can't change until you take accountability.
Let me assure you, nobody is responsible for your feelings and your actions but yourself.
Now,
sometimes people can't be responsible for your feelings, Dr. Phil.
Understanding why you do something isn't as important as changing what you're doing. The consequences of your actions are often the catalyst for your change, and so on and so on and so on.
When I was a young lion and was going to heal the world, I'd take on whatever. It's above your pay grade. You're not going to do it.
Now, that's not to say that Phil stole his entire bit from Thelma Box. There's a reason Thelma took him on, and a lot of it has to
Diabolical is putting it lightly.
Do with what a fast learner Phil is in general. Quote, he was a quick study and even quicker on his feet, according to Observer, and was able to run a room just as well as he would 20 years later on daytime TV. What I want you to remember is that Philip McGraw was the star pupil under Thelma Box's tutelage, but he was also a bit of a piece of shit. And the pathway situation was where that really seemed to take center stage.
Wouldn't that be terrible if you got your mother's height and my hair? Treva, you were drinking out of this water bottle today. And you filled this up with vodka, didn't
you? It was at this moment that she knew. She fucked up.
Now, there's something really important about Philip McGraw that I've been wanting to mention until now. Philip McGraw is, and always has been, a hustler.
You're kicking and flopping like a fish. I don't care how flat you make a pancake. It's got two sides. She's on me like a duck on a June bug. I think I'd be madder than a wet hen myself.
Everything he does seems to come from...
What the fuck is madder than a wet hen? You know what? Just forget I asked.
From an incredibly performative place for better and worse.
And it's gonna open up a can of whoop-ass on you. I'm just gonna call a spade a damn shovel. This ain't my first rodeo, I promise you. How's that working for you? How's that working for you? I didn't come in on a load of turnips. What you're describing, to have your life, what you need to do is hire you a hooker, a cook, and a babysitter.
You know, he's performing as the overachiever. Everything he does needs to be bigger and more bombastic than the thing that he did before.
That's true. Which means I don't think you're telling the truth, but let's just say that's true.
But Philip McGraw is also performing as the voice of reason in a field he feels next to no attachment in. He presents as a man meant to help people when he doesn't even seem to really like people.
I wrote a book called Life Code a few years ago, and there's a part of that book where I talk about benefit of the doubt. I think that's insane. I absolutely do. I think it's absolutely insane. I don't think you give people benefit of the doubt. When you meet somebody that, you know, they start giving you all this information, the sob story up front, the fact of the matter is, those are the people you got to watch. It's sad, but it's true.
What? This, see, it's everything is case by case, bro. That's where that's where I used to mess up, and that's where a lot of people mess up. You take past experiences from people and you apply them to people who had nothing to do with the past experience at all. So that's why you take everything case by case and have faith in God that he'll protect you from evil. But like, you know, just because you talk to somebody and they down on their luck, first of all, just because somebody's talking to you and they down on their luck, that don't even mean they want something. There's lots of people just be wanting to get shit off their chest and don't want shit.
Someone as confrontational, intolerant of emotion, and prioritizing of tough love, Dr. Phil is very much a P.T. Barnum in his extravagance, but he's also like the king of negging when you think about it.
What are you two doing?
It's hard.
You're instigating from behind the camera, and you're going for it like Jesse went for the train.
In some ways, his methods almost border on those of the character Terrence Fletcher from the movie Whiplash.
Now answer my question. Were you rushing or were you dragging? Answer!
Now listen, Phil's not as extreme as Fletcher. I don't think I've ever seen Dr. Phil throw a drum.
Shit. I've never seen the movie Whiplash. What the fuck is this about?
Symbol at a student's head before, although I probably wouldn't be surprised if he did. But the two are way more alike than you might think. They're both bald. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, they're both bald.
I don't know what you have on your mind or who you think you are, but that's not happening here.
They both believe that stress can be a catalyst for change. Phil is confrontational, gives his guests ultimatums, and strongly believes that extreme pressure creates diamonds.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape. I don't want to talk to you.
Why not?
That's despicable.
Look at this nigga haircut, bro. This nigga done cut his hair like motherfucking Dr. Phil, nigga. This nigga wild, bro. He wild the motherfucker for this.
I don't want to talk to you.
If you think I exploit people, every time you bring a guest on this show, you exploit them.
This might be the greatest in-person diss a motherfucker ever did to a nigga, bro. This just might be the greatest diss a nigga ever did to somebody's face, nigga.
And spread whatever problems they have to the whole world. You think that's helping them?
Yeah.
Look at how that shit edged up in the back, nigga. This edge up is crazy, nigga. This is one of the most savage disses of all time, nigga. I'm sorry, nigga. What are the hands down? This is some shit I expect from Eminem. This is some shit I'd have thought Eminem would have did if he did a video about a diss song for Dr. Phil. That's wild, bro.
Keep telling yourself that. You can go.
Fletcher.
No, don't get mad, nigga. Hey, what was that, Dr. Phil?
Whatever the problems they have to the whole world. You think that's helping them?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. You can go.
You wasn't ready. You wasn't ready for that nigga to pull up on you, nigga.
If you think I exploit
this nigga really got his head edged up. This is the most petty shit of all time, nigga. This shit is petty than a motherfucker for him to cut his hair like this, man.
white people, every time you bring a guest on this show, you exploit them and spread...
And you do, Dr. Phil. He's not lying.
Whatever the problems they have to the whole world. You think that's helping them?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. You can go.
Fletcher humiliates, abuses, and makes his students afraid because extreme pressure creates diamonds. See where I'm going with this?
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
That's what I thought, Janice, but I guess not. Shit, imitation to get your ass put off the show, nigga. Get out of here. Fuck you. The fuck on, bitch.
Phil thinks outcomes are more important than your feelings. Fletcher outright doesn't think your feelings matter at all.
Is that not what happened? I got a rewind button and we can damn sure play it back.
Both position themselves as dominant authorities. Yes, Fletcher is more extreme, but both rely on an inherent abuse to get to the means they need to succeed. And also, one of these people isn't even a real person.
Now, either you
right.
are deliberately playing out of tune and sabotaging my band, or you don't know you're out of tune, which I'm afraid is even worse.
This has just gone in a really bad direction. I'm going to talk with Jasmine. I'm going to talk with your mother, and I'm just going to let you head on home and go because I'm not going to play.
I can say to fix this? I'm so sorry.
I don't play those kind of games.
Now, even back in
The fuck did she do? I need to go find that episode.
2004, a psychologist told Fox News that Phil's berating method of talking to guests and his insistence that people with mental health issues just get over it is like abuse, but also that expecting results from watching a doctor like Phil just because he has a doctor in his name, and yes, I'm going to keep putting doctor in quotes, it's kind of like expecting Wonder Bread to be full of wonders. But on top of being a borderline abusive orator, Phil's gift of gab wasn't just used for good, it could be used for evil. Now, just over 1 decade before Philip went into partnership with Thelma, he lived briefly in Topeka, Kansas, where he opened up a health spa called the Grecian
Happy Endings by Dr. Phil.
Spa with his dad, Joe.
Well, forgive me for being a man.
Mango or kiwi?
Ooh, kiwi.
He was only 21 years old, and the spa was intended to be one of the premier wellness-related spots in town. Part gym, part relaxation, massage tables, saunas, pools, you name it. And the McGraws wanted to give it to you in exchange for a lifetime membership fee. Or so they claimed. Because not even 2 years after opening, the Grecian shut down.
Who you talking about, Amber?
And Phil hopped on a flight out of town to Wichita Falls, Texas, where his dad was living at the time.
The spa closed and filed for bankruptcy in 1973. Its landlady said Phil skipped town, owing nearly $28,000 in unpaid rent and property damage.
She was in love with a chick that was low-key famous and thought they were in a relationship, and other chicks said, nope, don't know you, crazy. Oh, so she was one of those. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to find that joint.
Damage costs, but the bankruptcy court only provided the owners $843.18.
Now, the reason Phil left so suddenly is a source of immense local controversy in Topeka. Some say that Phil, in a bit of a hilarious foreshadowing, went bankrupt, and you'll see what I'm talking about a little later. Others say he shut down once catching wind that the Topeka Attorney General was investigating him for fraud. Cheeky. Now, no matter what the reason, people in Topeka were understandably pissed.
Some of the spa's customers complained that the lifetime membership contracts they'd signed required them to pay monthly dues for a set amount of time, regardless of whether the spa was still open.
Nigga, what? Man, Dr. Phil's a fucking schemer.
Need money and they need it right now.
Now, according to a 2008 print issue of Star Magazine, lead investigator on the case, Emery Goad, called it, quote, a textbook example of a membership scam, where Phil signed people up to very long, very expensive contracts that were set to charge customers monthly before he turned around and sold those contracts to a financial institution, meaning that even if the business closed, the customers would still be paying off their memberships. That is so diabolical.
Why do you think he's not a scam? And why does your family think he is a scam?
Quote, court papers also reveal that between September 1973 and June 1974, McGraw was sued by 3 different Topeka banks for $41,000 they claimed he owed. The 3 banks managed to have a summons served on him in Texas, but McGraw never put in a court appearance in Topeka for any of the 3 lawsuits and did not pay back a penny. But wait, Phil, whatever happened to the whole, you're responsible for your own actions and the consequences of those actions, and you can't change until you take accountability? Philip, I'm asking you a valid question here. I mean, remember when I said that earlier?
Your sarcasm is insulting.
So why am I interrupting our fine biography of Dr. Phil to tell you this? Because,
man, them stories always blow my mind when I see people, like, some of the stuff people be falling for.
I think it's worth noting that just a decade before going into business with Thelma Box, Dr. Phil was pulling off the first of many, many grifts that he would not only get away with scot-free like Andrew Tate's hairline, but Philip would never address this again. No, seriously, this grift is well-known information and something that Dr. Phil has never talked about publicly, ever. Anytime Phil does one of these little grifts, he brushes it under the rug and moves on. There's a lot of irony in the way Dr. Phil operates in the world, especially since accountability is such a major part of the Dr. Phil brand.
So you lied about what?
But his adventures with Thelma Box at Pathways would become one of the very first major controversies of Phil's career that he would sweep under the rug the way only Dr. Phil knows how. Yet it would also be the first public sign that not all is as it seems with Philip McGraw.
It's
According
always
to the
been
Dallas
that for
Observer,
me.
Thelma Box's business
And I wasn't
partner,
even that
David
old
Dickinson,
then.
once said about Phil,
Something about
quote,
that nigga I
once
just
he
never
got in
trusted.
front of the room, it didn't take him long to feel the power. He loved being godlike and worshipped. The only reason it didn't become a cult is because Thelma wouldn't let it. That is wild.
Is this a cult? I certainly don't know. I want to learn some things about it today, and I go at it with a completely open mind, and I hope you do too.
Now, did y'all ever watch my video about Brittany Dawn, you know, the influencer? The career of Dr. Phil, in a way, is kind of like if he started at the overpriced, vaguely religious retreat part of the grift and worked his way backwards. Now, I'm half expecting Phil to start an Instagram account where he shows off his diet bod and starts shilling supplements that he gets sued for by the government. Slay, girl, slay.
He is a bottle of Dr. Phil's amazing fat cutter and stain remover.
By the late 80s, Pathways had become so successful that it moved to the much larger city of Dallas and began holding an annual retreat known as The Weekend. No, not that one. The type of weekend where people would come listen to Phil give the platitudes he would later become nationally famous for. Each event would draw over 1,000 people, paying as much as a whopping $1,000, which basically in today's equivalent would be around $2,600. That's a lot of money. I mean, literally, like in this economy, are you kidding me?
I'm sitting here with a couple of millionaires.
Sounds about right.
Now, life
Sound like Jed.
was really good until it wasn't. On November 16th, 1992, Thelma received a fax from Phil stating that, out of nowhere, he was going to be selling his interest in Pathways and that Joe McGraw had already sold his, meaning that overnight, the three-person operations Thelma created became just another company and one she didn't even have a majority stake in. What made this even worse is that she and Phil hadn't been getting along for weeks, and she had told him she was going to sell her shares.
If you will be committed to do what it takes, you can have more than you ever dreamed possible.
Meaning that not only did Phil kind of just take her whole Pathway shtick from Thelma Box, he took her idea to leave the company like Philip, Dr. Philip McGraw, what are we doing here, Philip? I hate it here.
And so for the sake of all of the marriages coming up, I'm out with extreme prejudice.
And you want to know the real
Right.
kicker of it all? That was also not even true, because on October 15th, 1991, over a year before this, it turns out Phil had already sold his shares. What? Phil at 2 Philip. Sorry, I'm yelling a lot today.
So I don't know where this is coming from.
Now, Thelma didn't even learn about this until an administrative assistant faxed her the docs proving it. Needless to say, she decided she had to walk away from the company. And to add insult to injury, the new owners of Pathways bought her shares at a disproportionately low price and made her sign a non-competition clause, something Phil and Joe did not have to sign. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying I was the greatest son in the history of the world, but I had some achievement. But by the time he passed away in 42, when I was 42, not one time ever did he speak the words, "I'm proud of you."
Moral of the story, never hire a man for a job designed to teach women how to succeed without a man and expect that man to treat the women like one of them.
Well, no shit.
Philip sits every morning, and the glam squad I was talking about does his hair and makeup here.
So Thelma kind of backed into a corner, worked out an arrangement to have a passive ownership interest in Pathways until 1997, while Phil and Joe just moved on with their lives. To this day, Philip McGraw hasn't acknowledged the impact Thelma Box had on his life and career, not in his books, not on his later TV appearances, not even in any of the podcasts we're pulling clips from. He speaks about Pathways in broad strokes and about how, the core tenets of its teachings helped him grow. He has never even, at least from what I've found, said Thelma Box's name. Not even when she passed away on January 13th, 2015, likely of natural causes. Now, there are two truths that we can discern from the events of Philip McGraw's days at Pathways. On one hand, this is undoubtedly where he formed these central philosophies that would follow him for the rest of his life. You know, virtually all of Dr. Phil's 10 life laws, you know, the core tenets of his approach to psychology began here. Like, you either get it or you don't. You create your own experience. People do what works, and so on. But there's one in particular that Thelma Box told the Dallas Observer Phil never stopped to consider for himself. Life law and number 4. Quote, "You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Get real with yourself about life and everybody in it."
If there is somebody in this audience who doesn't think this is wrong, then somewhere there is a village missing their idiot.
And when you live a life stepping over all of the people helping you get to where you are without acknowledging the carnage you left behind, one day you'll take the final step in your circle around the globe right back to where you started.
But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages here and several pages more backstage of your abusive conduct.
Only this time,
This nigga Dr. Phil be trying to apply pressure on niggas.
you won't have the helping hands that lifted you up the first time.
Nobody tells me who to put on my show, including you.
well, damn. I guess we go a couple more minutes.
And here is the centerpiece of my human collection, Dr. Phil!
The centerpiece of my human collection.
So it's important to note that despite stepping on a number of people to get where we know him today, Philip escalated accountability for quite some time. He did this by zigging every time he wanted to zag. Now think about when he signed up to do the whole Grecian spa and that whole grift fell apart. What did he do? He became a damn psychologist. And when his relationship with Thelma Box went as far as it did, well, he started a side hustle that quickly became his primary focus, known as Courtroom Sciences, Inc. Courtroom Sciences, Inc., or CSI for short, and yes, I hate that too, is a company Phil co-founded with an attorney buddy of his named Gary Dobbs that helps trial lawyers create cases through mock trials, behavioral analysis, jury selection, and mediation. Phil's reputation for reading people meant that lawyers hired him to help pick the more favorable jurors that would help get a ruling in their favor. Now, how it works is CSI does a mock trial for every case that they've hired to do in front of mock jurors who give notes on the attorney, witnesses, and case before Phil himself comes in and gives his 2 cents on what each did right or wrong too.
That's arbitrary as fuck. Dante, what's happening? Laura, I'm ready for it. But I'm a big Wayans brother fan. I'm a big Wayans fan. Like, that's all I've known, like, my whole life. Big Marlon Wayans fan, so... You know, it's kind of hard for me to believe that they can fuck that movie up because it's not like they got to make some type of concrete, heavy story. Just parody all those horror movies and shit that's happened since the last time with their own flavor and jokes and shit. And I think it'll be just fine.
A non-prosecution agreement. That's not supposed to come in, but it did. That got into the jury box. They got to hear all of that.
As somebody who seems to understand people, even if it doesn't seem like he likes people, this was the perfect environment for Phil, especially when he would often be used as an expert witness for lawyers to call in divorce proceedings. Can you imagine his marriage counseling was literally ending in people getting divorced, and now he like shows up there to be in your divorce proceedings?
When the traditional family breaks down, everything starts unraveling.
Almost right away, he got huge clients, major airlines, TV networks, Fortune 500 companies, all of whom, by the way, CSI represents to this day. And his first big break came in 1989 when CSI assisted the defense lawyers during the Exxon Valdez oil spill trial successfully.
The images of dead and dying wildlife and hundreds of miles of pristine coastline choking with crude oil saddened and angered the public.
Phil's success in representing Exxon, yeah, he represented Exxon, people. Let's think about that for a moment. That ensured that CSI would be his primary source of income for the next decade. I mean, let's face it, he was good at this.
A former fisherwoman in Alaska reacts to the landmark decision by the Supreme Court, one that slashes punitive damages in connection with the Exxon Valdez disaster.
I was stunned because I really didn't think the Supreme Court would do this. I thought they had a little bit more common sense than that, but apparently they
Apparently you was wrong, bitch.
don't.
Our dude is famous for speaking for a reason. The gift of gab, the grift of gab, the grift of grift. All of those things we know and love Philip.
Not the grift of gab.
McGraw for were on full display right here. But even he couldn't have known that pretty soon he would go from being a massively successful behind the scenes to one of the most famous men in America. And it was all thanks to cows. What? It was April 16th, 1996, and Oprah Winfrey was on air. She was interviewing animal rights activist Howard Lyman when the topic of bovine spongiform encephalopathy came up, and yes, I had to practice that word many times, and I still don't know if I got it right. And also, I know it sounds like I just made that up, like I'm trying to be Dr. Swoop.
Thank you so much. I gotta get you a gift or something.
Sometimes the best gift is the gift of never seeing you again.
Okay.
Which I am. I have a doctorate at Penn University, don't you know, Susan? I'm just as much as a doctor as Phil, anyways. But bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE, is really just a $5 word for mad cow disease, an incurable neurological disease where a cow's brain deteriorates to the point that it loses all sense of balance and eventually equilibrium before it dies. Now, there's no way to test for it until after the cow dies either.
There's something wrong with Ben.
In the 90s, there was a brief mass hysteria event where people, although not that many, began to die from mad cow disease. It turns out if you eat a cow that has BSE, you can get a human version of BSE, and when that happens, you will die. Only 234 or so people have ever been diagnosed with BSE total, like across the planet. So this isn't something that you really need to worry, much about. Listen, there's so much more to worry about these days. But during peak mad cow disease hysteria, there was someone who was scared as hell of BSE, and she let it be known during a conversation with Howard Lyman.
It has just stopped me cold from eating another burger.
Now, fun fact, this clip right here that I just played is actually considered lost media, meaning you literally cannot watch this unless you have like an old VHS player or you meet with some like tape dealer in a sketchy back alley and they specialize in old archived Oprah clips.
Oprah can do anything!
Now, this is honestly like really common for old talk show episodes, but huge shout out to Miss Mojo for being like the only place that has like 4 seconds of that clip, and probably for very good reason, because Oprah maybe is very good at getting things disappeared from the internet.
Man, y'all niggas be scared of them demons.
One remark on a television talk show carries as much impact as the lawsuit claims. Jeff Flock says in the case of Oprah Winfrey, the answer may be yes.
Shortly after Oprah decided to stop eating beef, it's said that beef prices practically dropped overnight. Mad cow disease entered the lexicon as the hot topic of the day.
That's insane that Oprah show was ever that big at any point.
And people in America instantly began considering a vegetarian diet.
They gather before the sun rises on an icy Chicago sidewalk, waiting to experience the phenomenon called... Do they listen to what Oprah says? You bet.
Now, this happened a lot when Oprah spoke, by the way. It's called the Oprah effect. And it's something that led to over 20 best-selling books, the wild success of Weight Watchers, and the careers of many famous folks, including Dr. Oz and, well, hold on, okay? We'll get there.
If Jerry Springer had talked about, mad cow disease, it would have zero impact. Rosie O'Donnell, Geraldo, etc., limited impact. When Oprah said it, it had a big impact.
Unfortunately for Oprah, there was also something known in Texas, home of the burger, as a food disparagement law, which meant it was illegal to lie about agricultural products in a way that affected farmers and ranchers financially.
I was on the trial team And we defended her up there, kind of behind enemy lines in Amarillo, Texas. Like 85% of the people derive direct or indirect income from the beef industry.
Now, feedlot owner Paul Engler claimed that he was affected, and he sued her for fraud.
Which is some bullshit, Janice. Oprah got all that credit for that shit, and it was just companies doing all the shit, and she just putting her name on it. And then there was lots of people that felt scammed because when they found out they had to pay the taxes, like, I don't have the money to pay for that shit.
Defamation and negligence for a truly eye-watering $100 million. This was peak Oprah Winfrey years, y'all. Like, this could have been the
Oprah with Mike, nigga. R.I.P. Mike Jack.
End of Oprah. She pulled all the stops.
To say the least, Laura.
For the best legal defense money could buy, retaining a high-priced attorney named Charles Babcock, who went on to hire a little-known company known as...
And there it is. And they want you to be believing this shit is just a motherfucking coincidence.
Court Services, Inc., led by none other than Philip McGraw. Right away, it said Oprah was smitten with little Philip.
What the fuck?
And Phil, as the lore goes, gave Oprah what she found to be truly life-changing advice, soberingly telling her that, quote, right or wrong, this is happening. They are well-financed, dead serious, and deeply committed.
The thing that was hardest for me was to be myself. And, you know, that was Phil's challenge, to work with me and to try to get, I was so thrown by that, because I was like, I know how to be myself. That's what I get paid for doing. What was the biggest challenge, do you think, Phil?
I think it puts you in shock to have people saying the things about you that you knew in the core of your soul were not right. And so it was difficult for you to walk in and be who you are with all of those accusations around you.
According to Phil himself, he was the wake-up call that Oprah needed.
One surefire way to drive a talk show host crazy is to put a gag order on her. Woo! I was gagged and now I'm free.
Bro, Oprah was on some shit, nigga. Oprah way more reserved now.
It's kind of a crazy thing to say about yourself, but to be fair, Oprah seemed to agree, using Phil's advice to be exonerated by the jury completely in February 1998, but Oprah didn't want the ride to end there.
Trial for me became a metaphor for what trials are in life, because a trial is really, your butt is on the line. You're sitting there in a courtroom physically with other people trying to tell you that you're not who you say you are. And I haven't seen anybody better than Phil at human functioning assessment. I mean, he'd never done TV before. I really discovered him and have created this.
You let this bitch say this shit? It's part of the game. Yeah, I discovered and created this nigga. He never was on TV. I did that shit.
And just like that, Oprah gave Phil his own segment on her massively successful show under the name of Change Your Life TV.
What's good about it?
Well, I guess what's good for you is I made you just like how Oprah made you. You were nothing before I came on this show.
Facts.
Thank you for that.
Big facts, nigga. But in a way, the thing you don't understand, Bad Baby, is it's really the other way around. You wish you made him like how Oprah made him. That's why that nigga just didn't even respond. Thank you for that.
With his buttery southern drawl and his straight shooter life advice, Phil was a huge hit with Oprah's audience, who found his dry sarcasm and generally sound life advice kind of amusing.
Took it upon myself, unwisely, and had it set up where she would find me in bed with a girl.
What?
2 girls.
2?
Found him in bed with 2 girls? Okay, and you did this for her benefit, to give her a wake-up call.
Yeah.
This nigga smile say it all.
All right, mighty decent of you. Right now, at this stage of your life, Your goal needs to be to get through today.
Now, Oprah was unfortunately in her first flop era. And, you know, by flop era, I mean she went from a high of 12 million viewers to a sad, sad low of 9 million viewers. I'm really just playing with y'all. Oprah did not flop at this time, okay? Every single week, Phil gave his aphorisms to 9 million people simultaneously. He became a household name as a result of the Oprah effect.
You cannot eat at the Chinese buffet if there's no duck sauce.
Dr. Phil, you are a modern-day Confucian.
It was only a matter of time before he was given his own show, something that, as we all know, happened in the fall of 2002. And by we all know, I mean, I learned that probably at the same time you just did, which was like, you know, now.
Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
So what Phil was doing on Oprah, he started doing on his own for an hour a night.
Bro, this was a big deal too. And I was just like, the way I'm shaking my head right now is how I was shaking my head then.
Day, a different topic and a different set of guests, and Phil would give them advice. Predictably, it became one of the most successful shows on television, at one point being the #2 talk show in the world, second only to the Oprah Winfrey Show. Can you imagine the TV dominance, the ratings, the audacity, darling? Phil's show was on for years too. It started in 2002 and he stayed on the same network until 2023. Over the years, there have been some truly, shall we say, mixed things said about the Dr. Phil show. There's a reason the Dr. Phil show was as successful as it was.
How does this play out? What?
That reason was simple. People liked it, and some people thought it helped them. A 2016 study by media and communication professor Eric Rasmussen found that avid viewers of Dr. Phil were more likely to seek mental health treatment for themselves and their kids on average than non-viewers. He surveyed 300 people with kids from ages 8 to 17 and found out something that I think is kind of maybe a little mind-blowing. Okay, y'all ready for this? Quote, "Our study shows the more people watch Dr. Phil, the more they develop a parasocial relationship with him."
It's the same shit with Dr. Oz. When they give out these level of doctor tips and whatnot, you feel connected to it. Especially if like one of their off-brand tips actually worked.
It's a media mental health professional and TV viewer-patient relationship that eventually leads to intentions to seek treatment for oneself and one's child. Y'all, I never really totally fully thought that I would see the day. I don't know why I got a little southern accent now, but I never thought I'd see the day I had a child that we'd be talking about a parasocial relationship in a swoop doc, and it wouldn't be in the context of somebody abusing their platform. And don't get me wrong, Dr. Phil most definitely has abused his platform, in my opinion. But in this case, he flipped the parasocial language on its head and used it as a force for good evil.
And I think it would be great if you volunteered some more at the soup kitchen. You can do some great volunteer work down there.
Now, there's a version of this doc that I could do that focuses primarily on the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Dr. Phil show. But today, I'm much more curious on the type of person Dr. Phil was before his show.
Dr. Phil is the football players too much.
It's important to know that Phil does not offer and has never promised to offer a cure or even consistent treatment for
How's that working for you?
Any of
the
issues facing his guests. Even as far back as 2003, he would tell his viewers things like, he was providing a wake-up call.
And so I don't think I'm curing people. I think I'm waking them up.
You can do the real work.
Or, he was giving an emotional compass. That's my best Phil.
And becoming an emotional compass for those people.
There's a good chance that he'd be in far more legal trouble than he's been in already if he cosplayed as a therapy daddy. But the truth is, he is quite transparent that he is not the solution. In a 2002 interview,
he's definitely not.
With Larry King, Dr. Phil admitted,
I am not under the misapprehension that I'm doing 8-minute cures.
But you know, Phil often does one thing and says another. Like, take, for example, any of the number of shows featuring kids struggling with drug problems.
Family claims
Larry King was that dude. R.I.P. Larry.
they're here to save their daughter and sister Shane, who not only struggles with drug addiction, but is also a hoarder.
My daughters are heroin users. They're junkies.
He's done it all. He's done the black tar heroin. I mean, he's done it all. He's been to rehab like you've been.
A 2003 Salon article describes one where a teenager is driven to Dr. Phil under false pretenses and threatened to have all support pulled from his life if he doesn't clean himself up. As Salon wrote,
that's crazy.
At the time, quote, such interventions may be necessary for those with drug problems, but surely taking such avenues on national television should be considered cruel and unusual punishment for a teenager who's apt to be consumed by appearances. Indeed, the boy seemed mortified by the situation and appalled that his parents have lied to him. That's not even the only time something like that's happened on the show. Like, there was this one time Phil pulled the same gambit, and then the kid's parents gave temporary guardianship to a transport company, so he had no choice but to go. That is so fucking unhinged.
I don't want anyone in here. Seriously, I'm about to flip out.
Okay, let me
say. No, you don't understand. I'm about to flip out. Okay. All right, I want to leave. I don't need this. All right, I smoke pot. All right, you know, I'm smoking pot. It's a plan.
What in the actual hell are these people doing with this kid?
We are a transport company. You're going with us, okay? Either we're going to drive or we're going to fly. That's it. You're going. In fact, they've given over temporary guardianship to the transport team.
Y'all gave away temporary guardianship of y'all child to some fucking strangers. Because y'all didn't tell this nigga no enough when he was a kid. Like a little kid.
You aren't in control.
Let's go.
Were these instances of Dr. Phil saving some kid's life, or were they instances of him shaming someone into compliance so that Dr. Phil gets higher ratings? That's the ethical dilemma that a show like Dr. Phil raises time and time again.
Glad you're here. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
As far as I could tell, these are instances where Phil got really lucky that him stepping in on behalf of a family in need actually worked out, especially since he's not a licensed psychologist.
And that's alleged.
A good thing for you to do?
For sure, yeah.
And you said you did not want to hear the truth from me at the time.
Nah.
But the list of Phil overstepping and causing more harm than good is unfortunately longer than the list of bills I've got at home. And by bills, I mean my cats, the billing department. And we all know I got like 100 of those cats at this point. And yes, I did dress them up as Coke bottles for Halloween.
Look at your little costume. Happy Halloween, little Coke bottle.
Back in January 2008, when mainstream media was focused on Britney Spears' quote-unquote meltdown,
Right, Sally was just like, look, I got this nigga Sergeant Drew.
The one that led to her very controversial conservatorship. But before that even happened, Dr. Phil staged a meeting with her and planned to make a special to get her help.
I want to set the record straight. I went to see Britney at the request of her family.
Oh, hell no.
I talked to Lynn, I talked to Jamie, I talked to Brian, her brother. They were very frustrated that she apparently wasn't going to be held for a longer period of time.
How long have you
You've been involved in Britney's situation? I was first contacted by her family over a year ago and have maintained a running dialogue with them.
There's been a lot of controversy over the years on whether this was Dr. Phil acting rogue or whether the Spears family put him up to this. But based on what we know about Britney now, I think it's safe to say her family put him up to this.
Yeah, they trifling as fuck.
Didn't like the smoke and denounced Phil in the aftermath when everybody was pissed about it. Protect Britney at all costs.
I certainly do not apologize for trying to help this family or this girl in trouble. If I had it to do over again, I probably wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't make a statement to anybody about anything.
Right, but you be needing the clout.
Also at issue whether Dr. Phil violated a doctor-patient privilege between him and Britney Spears. No, say some experts familiar with the case.
The bottom line here is that Dr. Phil no longer has a license to practice psychology because he elected to retire his license. So he has no duty, legal or ethically, to maintain confidentiality in any event.
And that's exactly why he won't renew his shit. Because then he'd have to follow some rules.
Went so far that it was reported a psychologist filed a complaint with the California Board of Psychology alleging Phil was practicing psychology without a license when trying to help Britney just 2 years after his license had lapsed.
He released the following statement. He said, "My meeting with Britney and some of her family members this morning in her room at Cedars leaves me convinced more than ever that she is in dire need of both medical and psychological intervention."
But you're not a doctor, so why do we care what you said?
What is wrong with Dr. Phil's statement in the family's estimation?
Well, what's wrong with Dr. Phil's statement is that he made a statement. The family...
What's wrong with Dr. Phil's statement is the nigga made a statement.
Basically extended an invitation of trust.
Now, thankfully, Phil couldn't stand the smoke either and canceled his special.
Had anybody else, had Joe and Mary Smith called you from Des Moines, Iowa, and said, look, we respect you, Phil, our daughter's in trouble, go see her in the hospital, you would have never come out and made a statement, correct? Would have been no need to.
Nobody would have followed me in to see that person and followed me out of seeing that person.
But this
nigga, what?
wasn't the only time he interviewed somebody going through a mental health crisis in a sensationalized context. Let me show you this clip.
Friday on an all-new Dr. Phil. The Shining's Shelley Duvall, from red carpet to near recluse.
I love Robin Williams' modern video.
Where do you think he is?
Shape-shifting.
Do you see him?
Yes.
Like, that, bro, the shit he did with her was some of the dirtiest shit ever.
Stars descent into mental illness.
The man who threatened me is the sheriff of Nottingham. I think there's a whirring disc inside me. I'm very sick. I need help.
Well, that's why I'm here.
That's iconic actor Shelley Duvall, who you might remember from older films like The Shining or Popeye, in an interview with Phil back in 2016. At this time, Shelley had not been seen or heard from publicly in years, maybe even decades. Phil found her and then framed the interview that way.
Shining's Shelley Duvall, from red carpet to near recluse.
Clips of her going through a clear, active mental health crisis, talking about how she believes Robin Williams is still alive. That was exploitation through and through of it.
Duh. He went through a compilation of all of the clips that could go viral of crazy shit she was saying. Like, he was literally exploiting her.
A woman who has survived incredible challenges in life, sensationalized as all new on Dr. Phil. And rather than do anything to help her, from what we can tell, he propped her up in front of a camera and framed the interview around her decline, likely without her understanding of what was happening.
You exploited her mental condition. Do you regret what you did there?
Oh, I don't regret what I did. I regret that it was promoted in a way that people thought was unbecoming.
You know, at a certain point,
right,
we have to ask ourselves, where is the line drawn between producer and exploiter on these shows? We can play devil's advocate if we want for a moment, you know, look at it from a few perspectives. You know, maybe Phil didn't have the idea to meet Britney or Shelley. Maybe it wasn't his idea to frame either in a sensationalist lens. Maybe it wasn't his idea to, I don't know, allegedly have one of his staffers give a pregnant heroin addict directions to fuck Skid Row in LA to get heroin, and then
unbelievable.
Allegedly give another addict the same instructions. And maybe it wasn't his idea to place Todd Herzog, the man we spoke about at the very beginning of this doc, and maybe it wasn't his idea to get him alone in a room with a bottle of vodka and Xanax shortly before bringing him on screen either.
What you say, Todd?
I've had a bad few weeks.
This thing's in a wheelchair.
And I fell off the bandwagon and...
The bandwagon.
It all went to town further.
Now, a little side note, but a bombshell report from Stat News in 2017 seems to confirm that one. The production called his allegations, quote, absolutely unequivocally untrue, before saying that sort of addicts who appear on the show are, quote, notorious for lying, deflecting, and trivializing. Also sounds exactly the way that I may describe Philip.
I can't tell you the extent we went to.
So when do we stop asking whether it's the production surrounding Phil or Philip McGraw himself? Y'all remember Ellen DeGeneres, you know, a woman held rightly accountable for similar fuckery on her own show? And
I remember that bitch.
Y'all know how she had that crazy report come out
Amber in the Cup, what time? Ladies, you know what time it be.
about how toxic the Ellen work environment allegedly was. I got reminded of that for, you know, reasons. In February 2022, BuzzFeed News released a bombshell report of their own detailing allegations against Dr. Phil from a dozen current and former employees. Allegations of what, you might ask? Quote, verbal abuse in a workplace that fosters fear, intimidation, and racism. 7 of the employees also say guests who were often brought onto the show when they're already in a vulnerable state are manipulated and treated unethically. Despite working on a TV show that purports to help improve people's lives, 11 of the employees, all of whom asked to remain anonymous because they fear retaliation and retribution, say their own mental health was damaged and disrupted at the expense of working for Philip McGraw.
Same thing with Steve Harvey and all that shit. And the main reason they treat them motherfuckers like shit is because the people above them treat them like shit.
One employee said that walking into the building where the show was filmed would give them a, quote, palpable sense of dread and anxiety.
Nice to meet you, Alexis.
Kathleen, it's Russell.
Hey, Russ, what's going on?
Alexis on the way over in the limousine was talking about that she didn't want to be on the show.
Okay.
I don't care whether she comes on or not, but we're going to be discussing her future, and if she wants to weigh in, she better get out there, and if she doesn't...
We're going to be talking about her future. If she want to weigh in, she could pull up.
That executive producers publicly screamed at them and berated them, calling them names like idiots, stupid, and even the R slur.
We have done such powerful television this year.
Now, many were told to play up racist stereotypes for guests of color while also experiencing racism themselves.
Wowzers. And why do some, in particular some white men, increasingly feel they're being sacrificed on the altar of diversity?
When an employee would flag that a guest had a mental health issues they didn't feel equipped to handle, they were ignored. One was even specifically instructed to make a guest go on air without taking her prescribed medication. Quote, we were specifically instructed to make sure that she doesn't take her medication before she goes on stage because they wanted her to look unstable and quote unquote crazy, for a lack of a better term.
That's fucking disgusting.
She did take the medication because no one got there in time, and I remember thinking, my God, I don't want to be the one to tell them or dissuade them from that. And that's all for the sake of TV. Obviously, this girl should be on her medication, and that's what we're trying to get her help for, but for the sake of TV, they wanted her to look off the rails. That is just so horrific.
That's fucking gross.
These are the people influencing millions. Now, what made all of this even worse is that none of the employees ever filed a complaint with Human Resources or their union because the show filmed on the Paramount lot in a place where all HR were already close to Phil and production. Quote, if you complain to HR, you might as well expect to be fired. They will do anything and everything they can to keep anything under wraps.
Wow.
Get me out of here! Why don't you shut up and get me out of here?
Now, I want to make it fully clear, none of these allegations are against Phil himself. And we could talk all day about whether or not this, is his responsibility to set right what once went wrong as the captain of his own ship. It's a very fair conversation. Ellen was held to task for it. Now, I tend to believe the people who say they've been wronged rather than the multi-million-dollar revenue machine that was once number 2 on television. But you know, what the fuck do I know? And to provide a little perspective on Doc McGraw, since, that's what we do here on A Swoop Doc, I like to present multiple sides to something, even if I don't agree with them, even if I don't like them. But for some people, it may have seemed like the ends justifies the means. Like sometimes when Dr. Phil set out to help people, it actually worked.
I'm asking for some respect in my home.
You are being rude and disrespectful to everybody involved.
For the fans of Dr. Phil, any growth is good growth. Look at the compilation channels like Miss Mojo put out, the top 10 guests who turned their life around. The top comment reads, quote, I love it when people actually turn their lives around after going on this show. Another comment says, quote, it's so uplifting to see people turning their lives around. Now that's part of why Dr. Phil is so successful as a TV show. Even the minor victories play as feel-good stories for Americans, the ways in which you got better.
If you had a daughter, are you going to want some say in who she dates? Or are you just going to let whoever pulls up the curb pull up, say, have a good time?
No, I mean, I'm gonna care who she dates, but if she really likes him and if I can't control her whole life.
And one of the most infamous major victories Phil aired was the story of Cindy and Rick, a couple who was found living in the flood tunnels below Las Vegas. Now, Cindy was a mother of 4 daughters who she hadn't seen in years, most of whom were raised in foster care. Those daughters came to Phil to track mom down, so he hired Troy Dunn, a professional locator, which is exactly what it sounds like, someone who finds missing people. And after Dunn found them in the Vegas tunnels, the family reunited on the show. Now, after a tearful and at times frustrating reunion, Phil gave them a plan to get them into rehab and start family counseling.
Here we go.
Phil's done something like this a lot. There isn't always a follow-up, but this time there was.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for saving our lives.
Because anytime somebody's willing to give him credit, they'll do an update.
Thank you for sending us to Origins. I no longer
And Amber, you would think so.
live in a hole. I have a working relationship with my children today. I am currently an employee at Origins because I believe in what they do, that they help heal every aspect of your life.
Now, aside from the fact that Origins is a company so closely tied to Dr. Phil that many
And she works there now. See what I'm saying?
call it.
This is literally what I was talking about. Good night, Ham Dog. I'm stopping after she finishes this thought.
Quote, the company Dr. Phil built. This is the value that a show like Dr. Phil has had to offer many times because there are seemingly limitless resources and connections for the production. Those who are willing to go on TV and, expose themselves to the world will, in trade, receive something they may not have received otherwise or had access to. Help. Now, is it a perfect road to get there? Absolutely not, and we'll talk about it. But for some like Cindy and Rick, it seems to maybe be the only road possible. This is also, where the more positive side of the parasocial relationship can come into play too. When people at home see more extreme stories like Cindy and Rick, they can hear the story from start to finish of how the two ended up where they did, and Cindy and Rick themselves admit they shared their stories to help people at home not end up the way that they did. And when you have that kind of example to work with and you're seeing the warning signs early, you might end up one of the Dr. Phil viewers nudged to get the help you need. Remember, we talk about perspectives here. We talk about the perspectives where this stuff looks very, very, very bad, and there's a lot. And then we talk about perspectives of people like this who had good experiences and some viewers who had good experiences as well. And we can't ignore that side of the perspective coin here. So when you look at it from that particular perspective, one could argue the value of the Dr. Phil show is quite beneficial. Yet on the other side of the perspective coin, every single one of the allegations I've presented do cast Dr. Phil, the man, in a relatively nasty light by contrast when you consider the shitty things we know Phil himself has done. And when I talked about Phil being a, grifter back in the 70s and 80s, you'd be forgiven for thinking that he gave up the ghost and made an honest man out of himself. Except, you'd be wrong. because back when Phil started his
All right, we'll stop here. We'll finish up part 2, or we'll turn this into a part 2 and finish up tomorrow. Shout out to Swoop. Very good job. I mean, this shit with this nigga, none of this is surprising to me. None of it. Potato Gamer, what up, cuz? So big make sure y'all have fun tonight. Good to be back. Give me some rest because I gotta get up in a couple hours. But for now, I need you to say good night to your boy. Be back. Shout out to the third shifters. Shout out to the replay gang. Replay gang. We in the building. Man, this was a fun one. Fun one. LNC Wrestling hit 150 subscribers today. Craziness. Shout out to Beat Squad and whatnot. Give me some rest. Get back to it tomorrow. Joy, Potato, Janice. Shout out to Bob, Big, Laura, Ham, Dog, Amber, Sigma, Big. We in this motherfucker, bro. Hey, I'm gonna have to show y'all this thing tomorrow. Hopefully I remember. Show y'all this shit from this fake Burger King. This Burger King that turned into a fake Burger King that was pissing everybody off so much that the real Burger King people made it a Burger King. Sigma, it's the only way to go. Only way to go. Dr. Phil, bro. Shout out to Dr. Phil. Now, obviously, bro, there's pretty much only one way there's only one way we can end this, like, for real, right? Right?
Chris K here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already. It's in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know.
Good night, Cam.
Here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame, poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, oh, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a Big Arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
Y'all bitches always right about what they doing, who they fucking, what they got going on. Worry about.
I sat down and watched your ass eat a whole meal for $5. You had a fucking box of pizza, a slab of ribs with a side of large fries, but ain't offered me shit though. After I just got you from the hospital last night. Oh, that shit ain't scare you, huh? But you just want to keep stuffing shit down your mouth.
I just want to go back.
You want somebody to feel sorry, but you keep eating. Honey buns and shit under your bed. Yeah, I saw you last night trying to sneak them under there. I don't know how you got down, but I saw you.
Where?
Where? What the fuck you mean where? Oh, your big ass wanna play slow. All right. Tell me what the fuck this is then right here. Honey buns and shit. Oatmeal cream pie. What else you got under this motherfucker? Twinkies and shit.
Stop yelling at me.
Stop yelling at you. Your kids in there, we in this bitch hungry. They ain't eating shit. And you say, all right, no extra shit up, man. I ain't feeding your big ass no more, dog. Hey, baby. Me and the kids about to go to Burger King. You want something?
Y'all see it. Yeah. That's what it is. Best hands in the world. Y'all be playing with me. Come taste it yourself. See all that butter? Deliciousness. Y'all want to know the secret so bad about the cookbook. A little bit more. A little bit more.
And this is why big backing is an epidemic. This is why big backing is an epidemic. I had to take a shot of insulin. Get some insulin from somebody else to finish watching this video. Y'all swear y'all be cooking. You got
that you see it. We see it. We see diabetes. We see gout, cavities in all teeth, hypertension, headaches, limb amputations, the big arm disease. I don't know what they call it, but just big arms. And if you can spread sugar like that, it's too much. Talking about it in a little bit more. That's enough. Jesus said that was enough. It's more than enough. It's abundant. You cooking up disease at this point. I wouldn't eat them yams with somebody else's mouth. We gotta do better. We gotta stop this mess.
God is great, bro.
Yo, what's going on, boys? How are you?
Yo, dap me up.
Hey, all right, damn. What part of the city are you from?
Yo,
what's up?
there, brother.
Hey,
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
You guys ready for this?
Take this.
Oh, all right, sick. Why don't you guys come inside? Don't ski. These are the guys.
I'm Octavius Gray. And I'm Steve. Steve LeVois. It's okay, I have vape in here, right?
Set the mood right. Pick you up, baby, I'm looking so fly. Sunset rooftop, yeah, that's nice, right? Hop in a G-class, I know you need that. Heart racing fast like the speed of light. Is this attraction, or is it the moonlight? You want satisfaction, but only for one night. This could be real love, but you've been broken, and I just want you to see what I can be for you. 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 You got me wrapped up in your love.
Barely.
Finding you is like a treasure. Making my heart feel this way, yeah, yeah. And I'll treat you so damn special. What you did, who you were with, I don't care about those days. When I'm with you, I won't complain. Share your success and heartbreaks. Yeah, you know I stay by your side. Never leave you dissatisfied. But I need you to let me know. Is this attraction, or is it the moonlight? You want satisfaction, but only for one night. This could be real love, but you've been broken, and I just want you to see what I can be for you. 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 Baby girl, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Oh, yeah, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Yeah, girl, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Oh, yeah, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night.
Crushed it.
God is great, man. Happy Monday. That was yesterday. It's Taco Tuesday time now. Getting the taco for lunch, boy. Going to the gym first. You too, be kind.
You fucking bitch.
Guys, I gotta go.
You got it,
I don't want to hurt myself.
You got a pee?
It's all right.
No, you gotta go, girl.
Let go.
I don't even want to fall.
Turn to the side.
You're okay.
You're
Just
good.
land right on that booty, girl. Just put your legs out
Turn
and
to the
pull
side.
on your booty.
Jess, you're amazing. You got it.
You got it. You got it. Turn to the side. Just let go and turn, like you're laying in bed.
Yep. Like you're jumping onto your bed on your side.
Just let go. Turn to the side. Shut your eyes.
You got it, my love.
Just turn to the side.
You're okay.
Have fun.
I've never even heard of him.
I'm petty.